Welcome back to She Talks, We Listen. I'm your host, Trey Fab, and tonight we're tackling a topic that sparks debates everywhere. Double standards between men and women. We see them in every part of life, how men and how women are judged for being single, for their careers, how they perceive during dating, how they perceive who should be the lead of relationships, conversations around body counts, marriage, and abortion. But the real question is, why do these double standards exist? Are they fair? And how do they shape the way we move in today's world? So tonight, we get into real talk with personal stories, pink flags, and relationships. And we're going to spotlight Lori Harvey's dating history. And the heated debate section is whether gender expectations are outdated or necessary. Welcome to She Talks, We Listen. All right. Before we get started, let's dive into details and let's take a step back so we can discuss real life experiences that you all had facing double standards, whether it was dating, at work, family, or even the way you was raised. So let's start with our panel. I want you ladies to go one by one and give me an example of when you experienced double standards in your life. When I put you on the big screen, it's your turn.
My bad. So I believe that it's a double standard when when women are dating versus when men are dating. Men can date them all, and it's no discussion. Date a man, but let a woman go out and court or date different men, then it's an issue. Like I'm married now. I've been married, divorced, and then remarried again to someone different. Um, but that's another double standard that people have too. I believe that people feel like you're supposed to just stay in a situation where you're miserable, and I'm just not a fan of that. I'm gonna go where I'm happy at, and unfortunately, I was miserable in my first marriage. And I moved on to other things. When he was dealing with whoever he was dealing with during our separation before our divorce was final, it was, oh, that nigga get bitches, but let them see me with more than one person. Then you got his friends trying to tell him, oh, she's dating, or he's mad because you done found someone better, or you looking happy. It's just a whole bunch of bullshit in general, especially even with careers. Men don't like women who make more money than them sometimes, the insecure men. They don't like a woman who's a goal oriented or goal driven. But then they want to talk about her if she a gold digger. So you gotta pick which one you want, which side you on. Like, do you want a bitch who getting her own money, who got her own motion? Or do you want a bitch that's there to use you or subtract from you? Like, I don't know. It's an ego thing, I believe. Anyway.
All right, my bad, y'all. It's my God. I was washing dishes. But for me, personally, for me, my double standards come to play with more so, family, than relationships. Cause can't nobody tell me what I can and can't do because of who I am. But for me, it was always like that with family because I am the only girl in general. Growing up, I've been the only girl in general. I have nothing but brothers and boy cousins. So there's a lot of things that I wasn't allowed to do because I guess I was a girl, or wasn't accepted because I was a girl. But there were things that the boys can do because obviously they're boys. For instance, my mom, she has that issue where I'm held accountable for more than I should be held accountable for uh, at this age than my older brother. So some things, if I don't come through with certain things, then it's an issue. But my older brother has that exception to be able to lack those things, and honestly, that's real common in a lot of black households. Like the girl is always held more accountable than the brothers, or has to suffer more than the brothers because I don't know, that shit weird, but yeah.
Okay. So a double standard for me that I had to deal with in my past relationship is like the friend thing. So anybody that knows me knows I have like a gabillion male friends. You know what I'm saying? But anybody that knows me in real life also knows that those niggas respect me because they've never touched me. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I get the double standard of, oh, I don't want you to have too many male friends, or you shouldn't be at your friends' houses. You should be meeting them out in public places and shit like that. But then that same person, every time they get mad at you, they go sit on their best friend couch who you never met, but is a female. You know what I'm saying? Or every time y'all beefing, the first thing they doing is going out for drinks with this bitch, the one bitch that they call their best friend that you never met. So it's like it's a double standard with that for me because it's like you can meet my friends, you can see how I interact with them and know there's nothing like that. But you and all these bitches you calling your friends, they all bitches that you fuck. Like, so that's the double standard. Niggas like to keep their exes around, call them their friends. I don't like that.
You got to tell Z come back. We can expound. So I heard the double standard with the friends. That's a thing, huh? Men having female best friends, but the women not having male best friends.
Facts. That's a major thing.
The
Dudes don't
sad
ever.
part about it is I get like off rip. I get
Sorry.
asked.
Okay, you back?
Sorry.
I go ahead. Let me let you shoot your shot, Z.
Okay, what was the? I didn't get to hear the prompt.
A time that you experienced double standards, whether it was work, relationships, friendships, family, how you was raised.
How I was raised. Let's start there. Double standards within expectations with parents and children. They parents expecting things from their children that they're not able to uh, live up to. But I appreciate the double standards because it makes me just step up more in my realm and what I do. So yeah, double standards within upbringings.
Okay, how these double standards affect y'all?
For me, that shit just it made me feel isolated. You know what I'm saying? Because my very best friend in the world is a boy. My best friend since seventh grade is a boy. So it's like it kind of got to a point where I had to choose my best friend or my relationship. You know what I'm saying? And that goes back to that domestic violence conversation that you was just playing with the isolation and them trying to separate you from all the people that actually give a fuck about you. Like when I got off that island, I was alone. You know what I'm saying? I had to reach out and I had to mend all these friendships that I broke with people. You know what I'm saying? To be with a nigga and shit. And it's like, I suffered trauma behind the double standards, I would say. And the double standard of the upbringing of my mother, like showing favoritism to my brother all the time, that shit just put me in a position to, number one, know that no matter what, I gotta depend on myself and I gotta work for whatever I want harder than any man would ever have to. You know what I'm saying? And it put me in a position going into the real world to know that these niggas not gonna give me shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they been spoon fed and I'm the one that was built to create this empire. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I don't know. Like Z said though, I appreciate the double standard too, because I feel like if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be, as productive as I am. I wouldn't be as adamant about making sure my son got everything he needs. I wouldn't be standing firmly, in a comfortable place as far as like being able to provide and knowing, not being a stranger to hard work or feeling like, I shouldn't have to do certain things or you know what I'm saying?
Y'all want to expound more on that, ladies? I'm trying to let Z shoot before we go to pink flags. You
Well,
muted, Mar.
I guess for me, can you hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we get you.
Yeah, we can hear
Okay.
you,
Hardly.
stinky butt.
I guess for me, I also feel like it's a double standard, especially in the households of black parents in general, um, because we always been told what goes on in our house stays in our house.
Hmm.
Like you not supposed to tell what's going on, and then people like myself, unfortunately, I was a domestic violence survivor as well as a sexual assault survivor.
Hmm.
So I believe that a lot of times it's a double standard where they feel like because you a certain type of way or you talk a certain type of way that you deserve to be assaulted or whatever the situation is. I don't care if
Or like you
I'm
asked for it.
yeah, like you asked for it. It's a double standard. Like I don't care if I was outside on the corner with an ass out and a meat in my mouth. If I didn't tell you that that's what I wanted, like that's not you get what I'm saying. That's not what I wanted. So it's like a real big double standard. And
Mhm.
then it's also I feel like in a lot of black households also molestation in the households and stuff like that is a very big thing. And it's like you want to go tell your parents or tell your mom or tell whoever, you get what I'm saying? And sometimes they not believing you or it's a, oh, well, what was you doing too? Or what was you, or go put some clothes on. You get what I'm saying? And the stuff like that. Like it's a big thing. It's probably in other households too, but I'm just speaking from, I'm black. So I'm just,
We can't.
And I
Oh, we
didn't.
can't lose him. He's
yeah,
a
like
provider. He's a
that's the
stepdad,
person who
or he's
paying the
the
bills.
uncle. Yeah, he's the get
I
money
didn't.
uncle, or he's the etc.
I
Yeah, like,
couldn't. I couldn't. I couldn't tell. I honestly didn't find the strength to tell my mother what happened to me until I was 35 years old. You know what I'm saying? And she cried and she asked me why I didn't tell her back then. And I just couldn't fix my lips to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And
sometimes you scared.
it wasn't never that I didn't feel like it was a safe space to do that in. You know what I'm saying? For me, it was just more or less like the person who it was, I love them too much to tarnish them. You know what I'm saying? Or I didn't want nobody to look at me like at all. Like it ain't even like looking at me a certain way. I just didn't want to be looked at. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the anxiety of it. You know what I'm saying? It took me a very long time though.
I definitely can
And that
understand
shit
that as
happened. I
well.
was in second grade. You know what I'm saying? So 35. Damn near 3 decades later.
I think it's not talked about enough in our culture. The more I get to this age, and I have conversations with so many women like y'all, and y'all share a lot of the similar stories. Like I think y'all know, of course, y'all know more than me. So I'll just be honest and say I'm a little late to the boat because I'm a man. So learning over the years, man, it really makes you question. I got a 12-year-old daughter. It really makes me question everybody I bring around her because
Hmm.
it's really not like just a paranoid thought. Majority of the women in my age group, a little bit older, a little bit younger, has like experienced this situation.
And it's
And
always somebody you know. It's always somebody
always,
you
man,
trust. It's always somebody you love. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I get comfy
Always,
like that.
every time. It's always like that because those are only people that can have you in a comfortable position like that.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? The shit is fucked up.
It is. It is.
And it's not even just the girls, the boys are preyed on too. You gotta
by
protect your
babysitters.
sons just like you protect your fucking daughters. Like, you know how many niggas told me the first time they had sex was with the bitch that was watching them and they was
Hmm.
12, 13 years old and shit like that?
That's
Like,
disgusting,
fool,
and
on
I
my
hate that
soul,
they.
I'm 36 years old, bro. Like, in all the 20 years I've been dating, I've heard that at least 15 times. Like, 15 times. One of my friends had to go to the school and beat the shit out of her son teacher because the bitch was fucking her son. Her son was 12 years old, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is insane. You
Man,
have
the
to
difference.
But
protect your
what pisses me
babies.
off with things like that is that the niggas would normalize that and think that those things are okay.
Yeah, they do.
And that's just not cute. It's not okay. It don't matter if it's boy or girl or not. That shit, that right there, that is pure. Like that is disgusting as hell. Like, I
Hmm.
mean,
But
disgusting as hell. Another thing that I hated about that situation in general is with black
All right, now listen me
households
out. You hold your
with
head
black
still. I stab
households,
myself
it's
one.
like um they'll be quick to tell the girl or go change your clothes or whatever the case may be. Me personally, um I feel as though your kids should be comfortable in their household. So if your little girl is walking around with a t-shirt on and some shorts, you shouldn't be bringing no man in your house in general. Especially, I feel like especially when you have kids, like there should be a certain point where you should be having men around your children, like just in general, or women, because again, like they be preying on little boys too, and they prey on little girls too. I have a friend that was touched by a girl at a young age. You get what I'm saying? You, it's just like you should pick and choose. You not pick and choose who you bring in your household, but just please like carefully, um, carefully pick who comes into your household. Not a lot of people should willingly be put inside of your household. Like your children should be able to walk around comfortably without feeling like, oh, such and such is about to come over here, so I need to hurry up and put some clothes on. No, like if you're
I
in your
don't know.
household,
I
you're
I was raised different. You know what I'm
Yeah, I'm a little
saying?
50-50 on you
But
with that,
but
Mark.
nah.
personally on some real nigga shit, as a female, I was raised to put on clothes when anybody came over. It wasn't just men or women or boys or girls. It was anybody. Also, I didn't have little ass shorts and shit like that. Like all of my pajamas was fucking fleece pajamas with fucking characters on them and shit like that. Like little two piece, like the little
Yeah.
Christmas set fucking the baby had on yesterday. All I swear to God, all the way up until I was grown and I could go buy that shit myself. All my pajamas look like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
and
I had multiple robes. So when one was dirty, I had another one. You know what I'm saying? So even if I did have to run out my room to the bathroom or something, I was taught to put my robe on. Whether
yeah,
anybody was
well,
over there. But that's because I grew up with a brother though too. So it was more or less, I think, you know, I don't know. Your siblings will sexualize you just like your uncle would.
That's a
So it's
fact.
just, you know what I'm saying? It's just about respecting yourself. I don't think it was necessarily about, having a nigga come into the house or anything like that because I was taught not to sleep naked around my fucking cousins. My you know what I mean? My other siblings, we wasn't in the bed with, you know what I mean? We didn't take baths and shit together. We was kept separate. We got dressed in separate rooms. Like if the boys was getting dressed and the girls was getting dressed. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I don't know, but
I think y'all both making two totally great points because Mari, you actually kicked in the door that I was about to open in the conversation of basically how do we prevent this? Because you was given a solution, what your solution was, and then I think what Bills is alluding to is also we do have to teach the children about presentation. You know, so of course it's a difference between being comfortable in your home and what I'm saying, make sure you're being presentable because the world sexualizes you. So we
yeah.
have to make sure we just guard ourselves and our children from that and know that we can be comfortable around comfortable people. But I
And you
do want
gotta
to
keep
ask
you
you,
yeah,
gotta keep
but
your kids too. That's another thing. Motherfuckers got they 12-year-old daughters in fucking lace front and wonder why she round the corner take a dick when she supposed to be in school, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got your 13-year-old with a fucking belly ring getting her nails this fucking long and shit, wondering why grown ass men try and talk to her. When I was a kid, I was a fucking kid, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's
yeah,
just like the motherfuckers that sexualized me was in my house. You feel me? So it's like that shit didn't have nothing to do with how I presented myself because I always was a kid. So I don't honestly, Trey Five, I don't think there's any preventing that shit. I think it's all about being aware, paying attention to your fucking kids and being active in their life, talking to them, checking on them, looking at them. You know what I'm saying? Looking them in the fucking eyes, like, you know what I'm saying? That's what's going to do it.
Yeah,
When that shit
making
happened to me,
and
I was a
stop picking
latchkey
and choosing
kid. I was coming
who.
home. I was coming home by myself. We was coming home after school. Me, my brother, his friends, our cousins, we was by ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't nobody checking on us. Didn't nobody make sure we did our homework. Ain't nobody had nightly check-ins. We ain't sit at the table as a family and eat dinner. You know what I'm saying? I think it's not about prevention. You can't prevent shit like that. But you can make sure that your child always has a safe space and knows that no matter what, they gonna talk to you first. Like you gotta check in with your baby, bro. And in real life, talk to your kid about hard shit. You know what I'm saying? Like them hard conversations with children, that shit matters. Motherfuckers, I don't believe in adult and children conversations. I believe in respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can ask me any question in the world as long as you put respect behind that question. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe in that shit. So, I feel like that adult shit, oh, mind your business, go in the other room while we talking. That's the type of shit that creates curiosity in children. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But I don't think there is
okay,
any prevention
I
for it. I
feel
think it's
like
only
I feel like prevention wise, the reason why it's not prevented or it feels like it can't be prevented is because people pick and choose when they want to prevent it. Like to kind of tap back into what we were talking about when y'all were like y'all kind of feel 50-50 with me because of Like when Bills was like she wore basically kids clothing or whatever the case may be, right? So was I. I always everything I had was kid like, dead ass. Everything, cartoon characters, all. I had a long ass onesie I wore up to the point where my motherfucking feet was growing out that goddamn onesie. You get what I'm saying? Like I wore nothing but literally kid clothes, and even the shorts, kids. It come in sets. You feel what I'm saying? Still was sexualized. Personally, I feel like me personally, in a sense by my own mom, because of the body type I have. You get what I'm saying? So it wasn't that, I was my mom was having me in little ass things as a little girl and things like that. No, it was simply the body type that I had. So when and unfortunately I was always told to change when a male came over, not when a female came over. It was always more so when a male came over. When a man was in the house, I immediately go put on something different, go do this, go do that. And you're telling me to do these things not because of what I have on, because of my body type. Me personally,
But
I
it's like Mari, honestly, bro, like me knowing your shape, the way I know your shape, right? I know what you look like when you was a little girl. And it's like, even though them sets was made for kids, you never had a kid body. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yeah, that shit fucked up, but it's a blessing too, now that you grown. But as a child, I'm sure it was tough. Like for real.
yeah, I
I
just
wouldn't
feel
say
like
I wouldn't
certain.
say it was sexualization more so. I think it just, she didn't want to not buy you the shit that your friends had because of how you were shaped. She wanted you to be able to have the LOL shit and the, you know what I'm saying, all the shit that you enjoy. But when somebody coming over, you gotta change that shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm sure she just couldn't explain that shit to you properly back then. You know what I mean? But I'm just playing devil's advocate.
We always playing devil's advocate. But
Exactly.
me
Exactly.
personally, I just feel like certain shit should just certain motherfuckers shouldn't be walking in and out, shouldn't have been walking in and out of my household. It's just as simple as that. You feel what I'm saying? If
Yeah.
you
That's a great
if
point.
you're that concerned, if you're that fucking concerned, certain motherfuckers shouldn't be walking in and out your household. Certain
I'm
motherfuckers shouldn't be
concerned. I'm
having
concerned no
kids.
matter who in this bitch. Let a bitch call my son cute too many times. I'm concerned. The fuck? Like, are you
I
good?
mean,
Do you
yeah,
need
but
that? Like, do you need that?
But
Like,
that's why I was saying that's why I had brought it back though when I was talking about preventing. People pick and choose when they want to prevent some shit like that from happening. Like for me, it was put on something when a male comes over, but nobody was worried about if it would have happened with a female or anything like that. You get what I'm saying? Like people pick and choose when they want to prevent it. It's only preventable when you're doing that shit in general. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of
yeah.
the sex, it's not preventable when you're picking and choosing which sex you want to stop the shit from happening with. Like you know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Yeah, like
Because it's definitely happening.
yeah.
Those are
Because I
some
was a
great.
kid for as long as I could be a kid. Always was. And unfortunately was still sexualized. And I had that issue with my mama for a long time. And that's another thing that I hated. Uh it'd be like as growing up as a kid, when you have the kind of body I have, you feel like everything your fault. Like, or they'll be like, it's because of what you have on, or whatever the case would be. Like, bitch, I got on a kid fucking set from fucking Target, bitch. I'm a child. I cannot help the fact that maybe it skipped your motherfucking generation, but it came down to my generation, and I'm a little built. Fuck, I'm supposed to do with that. Like, how am I supposed to feel about that? Why do I feel like it's always my fault, or I'm always the one being pointed out or singled out because I have a certain type of body? You get what I'm saying? But that really just goes for like the world type shit, because I got that's how they look at little girls, I guess. Like that
The
that
predatory nature,
yeah, like
especially in our culture, is real bad, man. I think we don't talk
yeah.
about it enough. That's why I let y'all just run off, because that wasn't even like a real topic, but that's actually a topic that really got to get talked about way, way. more often than it does because we got to put the eye on that, man. We got to put the eye on. We always talk about single motherhood, but then in that, we got to put the eye on the guys that is replacing the people that's around. We got to put the eyes on the guys that if the father is there, the guys that the father bringing around. Um, a lot of unhealthy stuff happens in the culture that perpetuates this type of predatory nature. You know what I'm saying? That leaves the girls way vulnerable.
And
Uh,
I feel like men know when their friends like little girls.
That is a fact. But luckily, with
Like,
my
bro,
father, I
like you
never
could
had to
tell,
experience
by the type of bitches a nigga date that he like little girls. You feel me? Like if he
it.
only fucking with bitches that have literally no body, all flat chested, flat bootied, little petite, tiny, can pick them up and slam them on they dick ass little baby bitches. You like kids, bro. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. That bitch look 12. Hell no.
Like a
but
lot of the
How was you ever sexually
go-go
attracted to
band
her?
dudes. Like
I
that's how I
don't.
feel. Like a lot of the go-go band dudes was messing with these young girls,
Yeah. Oh
picking
my
them up
God.
from
What's the nigga
school.
name? Dog, what's that store that used to be in PG Plaza where you used to go get the go-go shit from?
PA Palace.
Dog, the nigga who ran PA Palace was a fucking predator, bro. On my soul. On my
Man,
soul. That nigga went smacking me. I was 14. I told the nigga I was 14. He still was trying to get me to come up there. He was all in my motherfucking Yahoo chat room chasing me for years, bro. Always when he stopped trying to talk to me when I turned 18. I swear to God.
Or some of the dudes who doing tattoos, doing piercings too.
That shit crazy.
They like, oh yeah, come here and do whatever. You ain't gotta show me no ID. You ain't got man. Them they didn't care about how old you was. You in all they seen you in the all ages, $20 for 20 bands event. And they still gonna try to talk to you.
it's bad.
Still gonna try to
Man,
pick you up from school. You in high school. He picking you up from school.
bro, do you know how many grown ass men pick me up from school, bro? I'm
Like, and me and
not
Bills went to school
even.
together for some of the time.
Come on,
Yeah,
bro.
I
Like,
don't know
come
why we act
on.
like
Them
that
niggas
ain't a
out
thing.
Silver Spring, Trey 5 was treacherous. You hear me? They
I
was
know
Man,
for I
treacherous.
know from real life experience, man, from being in high school, my biggest competitions was niggas that I didn't even go to school with. Like, and I can't talk about it now because then it makes the girls look crazy or it makes everybody look crazy. But shit, that shit was what it was.
But see, I was cool though.
Like,
I ain't start fucking till 12th grade. So the niggas that was picking me up really wasn't getting no ass. They was taking me to get ice cream and little dumb shit like that. I had a nigga buy me a Nextel one time and chirp me all day.
just so he could trip.
yes,
Yeah,
a little
man.
chirp. We love a little chirp.
I was surely a sugar baby, but I was not giving them no ass, okay? I can't even say the niggas was super predators. They just was attracted to little ass girls. Like, cause I
And
definitely looked like a little ass kid when I was in high school.
I'm gonna end up having to make that a whole episode by itself. But we gonna move on to pink flags, man. My favorite segment of the show. So get ready because we're gonna talk about spotting double standards in relationships on this episode of Pink Flags.
Since you got your degree and you know every fucking thing.
We all know men and women aren't always held to the same standard when it comes to love, dating, and commitment. But at what point do these double standards become pink flags, and what point are they just full on red flags? So, up first is your partner believes it's okay for them to have a high body count, but expects you to have none at all.
Thank you. You knew who to pick. That shit pissed me off. That shit pissed me off. It's a complete pink fact. First of all, I understand the value of respect. People put around respect, right? All right, don't have sex with too many people. You should respect yourself more. And it's more so told to the female. But why the fuck isn't it told to the male? I can date a nigga as soon as, oh, it pissed me off. As soon as a nigga asks me my body count, piss me the fuck off. Don't ask me my body count, period. Because when I ask you your body count, you gonna tell me a wild ass number. But if I tell you I got 5 niggas I'm ran through, fuck out my face, nigga. You lost your fucking mind. How am I supposed to not experience myself sexually because I'm thinking about, oh, when I want to date a nigga, the first thing he gonna want me to do is be a virgin. Boy, fuck out my face with that childish ass shit. That pink flag. Pink fucking flag.
It's let me tell you something. First of all, I feel like that's a mix of a pink flag going into a red flag going into a fuchsia flag. You can put them all together because I just feel
I meant
like
to say pink flag. I meant red flag. My bad. Y'all know what I meant. Y'all...
look, I got you. I felt what you were saying. Like I feel like it's both together because I feel like at the end of the day, you shouldn't be concerned with nothing they gotta do before you. If what happened before you is not your business, be focused on being the right now person. Like I just feel like certain questions, yeah, you can ask or whatever, and if y'all gonna be 100 with each other, be 100. But I think the issue comes in when you start judging the person. Like the question ain't even the issue. The issue is once you start judging the person, your partner or whatever, for what they did before you. Like my what you think? God just put me like, and that's I'm a virgin. Like everybody been touched before, so why do it matter? Is it gonna be a difference if it was 50 people to one person? Like I'd be like real confused. Like I don't understand like where the issue comes into play at. Like I just don't. Long as you ain't mess with nobody who gave you that shit, then that you shouldn't be concerned. That's just how I feel.
150. Oh, my bad. I'm back. Hey, y'all.
What you got?
Let me sit my ass down for some listen. Now, Trey 5. All right, now. I'm going to just say this is a motherfucking red flag. But before I even get into why it's a red flag, I want to say, firstly, a real nigga don't give a fuck what your body count is. So as soon as the nigga get to ask you how many niggas you hit, just know he a bitch. Or he got a little ass dick and he don't feel like he gonna satisfy you because otherwise, why is you worried about what this pussy did before it met you? Handle it properly and it'll never meet another nigga again.
Let her
Yeah, that's
cook.
my sister, bro. I tell you that. That's my sister, bro. I tell you that. Sister, bro. When she say handle it properly,
Uh,
nigga, what are you talking about? You
you
want
gotta
some
put that in the
shit?
pimp ballerina Bible or something,
I'm saying
man.
I'm gonna write a book. I'm gonna write a book for
Hey,
these niggas
I'm
one of
gonna
these
clip.
days, Trey
I'm gonna
5,
clip that
boy.
for you because that was mad fire. I ain't gonna.
Yeah,
But
clip that for me.
the
You know
way
I
you
need all my clips, nigga.
the way you put that together was crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Okay. So men should always pay for dates, but financial equality is suspected everywhere else. Is that a pink flag or a red flag?
I feel like that's a red flag too. Like that's we way past society's like that point of men always gotta pay for everything. Like my husband don't always gotta pay for everything. Sometimes I treat him out. A lot of times I treat him out and he could do the same for me. Like or he'll cash at me just because. Like I just feel like it's that shit is dumb. And like, why should a man always have to pay for everything if y'all go out? I'm just not a fan of that or whatever. Like a lot, you know, if a man always pay or whatever, and that's his decision, that's something different. But like expecting a man to always pay for everything, I just feel like that shit's some bogus shit, and that's just I don't know. I ain't really a fan of that shit. Like I feel like I could add to a situation too. So come on, let's go out because I want to go out. Like and I'm just on me. Like I can match energies and shit like that. Like I'm not a broke bitch, so I can match energy. Some bitches got broke bitch mentalities. I don't have that. Like I'm well kept and well put up and everything else. But at the same time, I don't have to be a female who feel like everything got to be handed to me. No, I don't want to be no silver spoon fed ass bitch. Like I'm a princess. I get princess treatment. I get queen treatment. I get all of that. But I also give boss too. So I can take you out. Don't worry about it. We can go get you a little porterhouse or something too. Like I'm not one of them. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like that's a red flag. It's funny because I was kind of dealing with something similar. Um, within this week, I bought my little boo a hoodie for his birthday. I had two particular friends that felt as though, I shouldn't have did that because he the nigga. Like, first thing they asked me was, what he buy you? I feel like females be looking at these niggas as they bank accounts. You know what I'm saying? Which is why a lot of females get treated the way they get treated, in a sense. Because men deserve to be treated a certain way too. Like, how the fuck you gonna want to be courted and spoiled and this and that, but you can't cater, you know, to your man, being able to take him out and shit like that. Like that shit whack as fuck. Like I always told myself, I don't care who I'm dating, what status they have, or whatever the case may be. I'm gonna always forever have something else going on myself because I don't never in my life want to completely rely on what my man career is to provide for anybody. You know what I'm saying? I want to be my one of my love languages is gift giving for a fact. So like I don't ever want to be one of those girls that always got their hand out but never can like reciprocate the energy. That shit is whack. But unfortunately for my generation, it's normalized to always have the nigga pay for something. And that ain't me. Listen, man, no. I like you enough. Oh, I'm gonna spoil the fuck out of you, regardless of the fact.
If gift giving your love language, why you don't give me gifts, Maury? But anyway,
Her
real
love
quick.
language is
Da,
acts
da,
of
da, da.
service. I'm in the
Da, da, da,
kitchen
da,
cooking
da.
right now.
Da, 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 da. Yeah, I am hungry. But I mean, he gonna trick and I'm a trick. But he gonna trick bigger. You feel me? I like taking my niggas out. I like spoiling my niggas. I like buying expensive shit for my niggas, like for real, but like real bad. But the minute I feel like I'm giving, and he not giving back in return, then that shit is gonna slowly trickle away. Like but I don't, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like it's about reciprocity. It's not like we gotta go gift for gift or date for date. Or if I take you to Roof Chris, you gotta take me to STK. Like, I don't give a fuck. We go to Applebee's when it's your turn. When it's your turn, if we can get the 2 for 25, if that's all you can afford this week, I'm not gonna throw in your face that my date costs hundreds and more dollars more than you, or like you know what I'm saying. You can give me a little tail far bag. I might get you an MCM book bag, or you know what I'm saying? Like it don't matter that it's a difference of $700-800. Like I don't give a fuck. So it's just like for me, it's about learning me, knowing what I like. Like a nigga could give me a single flower, bro. Like and that shit a really like change my mood, make me happy as shit, have me like roll eyes, goofy as shit, giggly as shit. So it's just like I think when dealing with a bitch like me, it's just about reciprocity and energy. It don't matter like who paying for what. Like we can go, you do 1 date, I do 3 dates. You do 3 dates, I do 1 date. It don't matter. Like we can, it don't have to be. You know what I'm saying?
All right, all right, all right. Now, women are expected to hold a man down while he figures his life out. But men aren't really expected to hold the woman down. They're expecting their women to come already put together. Is that a pink flag because you have no issue coming already put together? Or is that a red flag because you expect your man to hold you down the same way you are willing to hold him down?
Um, I low key forgot. I don't know how I forgot that. But let me tell you this. It should be vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you be able to reciprocate the energy, you gonna hold your nigga down. Nigga should be able to hold you down. Me personally, I don't have a problem with coming already put together, but I'm a human being. I'm not perfect. So I'm saying I'm still figuring this life shit out. And it don't matter what age you get to, you're gonna always still be figuring this life shit out. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm at a point in my career like you could get to a point in your career where shit going perfectly. I mean, perfect beans, then shit fall off. So you gonna leave me cause shit fell off? You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm not with that. It should be reciprocated. I'm gonna hold you down. You gonna hold me down, and that's gonna be how that be.
That's not even a thing. Yes, it is. It's the illustration facing the I believe just rip everything out that's not that you wrote on the board. Everything is poetry. I just believe that it's a pink flag and a well, no, I'm gonna go red flag. I believe it's a red flag because I just feel like it's too many double standards with men and women in general, and I'm just tired of the double standards in general. Like it's just bogus and it's whack and I don't know. I just feel like it's just a red flag. Like it's just shouldn't be all these double standards in relationships and situationships and whatever. Like it's just too many red flags in general. Red flags starting to look like six flags and it's just stupid.
Women are expected to hold men down, but men
Okay, I
ain't.
got it. I got it. So honestly, I feel like we need to stop normalizing dating when you're not all the way put together. And I don't mean like everybody go through some things sometimes, right? So I feel like when you take on a person, you decide to be with a person, you take them at their bullshit for whatever they come with, right? So I think that that's written in what I'm saying. But what I mean is like if you gonna question me about where I'm going because your last bitch was never where she was supposed to be, you shouldn't be talking to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? If it's gonna be a problem for you when my girlfriends come over, like my female friends, and we have girls' night at my house because when your last bitch did it, she had niggas sneaking in and out, you don't need to be dating. Like I feel like motherfuckers be coming in the shit with past traumas and shit, and they put that shit on their new partner's shoulders. And I feel like that's what the fuck the issue is. I don't think it's about like holding a nigga down. Like it's just like for me, if I meet a nigga and you like fucked up and you going through this and you going through that, that don't make me look at you any differently. Like it's about the level of ambition you have. It's about how much drive you got. Like, do I have to think about like are you gonna go try to find a job? Like, are you trying to better your situation? If every time I talk to you, you just down and you depressed and you're a fucking energy vampire, and you sucking the life out of me, bro. Like, I just can't deal with that. But if every time I talk to you, you telling me, oh yeah, I went and filled out this today, or I went and tried to put myself in this program, or I'm trying to do this, or you know what I'm saying? Do you know anybody that's hiring? Or like I think it's all about the level of energy you have when you coming with your bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I be trying to make sure I'm explaining shit properly.
No,
Because
I
I feel like
definitely feel it.
sometimes I go in circles.
I get you.
No, I
Sister, see
definitely
if you
feel.
can try to find us some garlic bread. They ain't bring my garlic bread.
I will get garlic bread on the way home. Fret that.
Yeah, nah, I definitely feel what you're saying because I done put in applications for people before. Like, don't
Hmm.
let me know your social
Yes.
because I'm going to put
Baby,
in an application.
baby, I write you a resume, baby. The fuck is you
Had them
talking
call
about?
my
I will
phone. I
fill
was
out
your
all your applications.
supervisor.
I'm telling you. Put me
Right.
down as a reference, think about it. We gonna get you this job.
And I'm going to answer the phone. Hello, Heavenly Hands Cleaning Service, where your home or business was made to shine.
Talk to me.
My
Hi,
friends need
this
to
is
put me
Brittany.
down for whatever. I'm that person. Who was
Yes,
I?
I'm
I
the
was the leasing
professional
agent.
reference.
Okay, cool. Yeah, they lived here for 7 years. They paid their rent on time. Yeah, whatever you need.
Straight up. All right, ladies. Okay. So it's okay for a man to have kids before a relationship or marriage. But if a woman has children, she's seen as baggage. Do y'all feel like that's a pink flag because there are things that come with women having children in a relationship different than a man? Or y'all feel like that's a red flag because it should be no double standard?
I just feel like it shouldn't be a double standard, but I feel like most of the time it's expected that the mothers are always with their kids. So that's why it's considered baggage. A child is always going to be considered baggage to a nigga who ain't taking care of his kids or he's never seen a male take care of their kids. Like, that's what I feel like. I feel like it shouldn't be though a double standard, but we also should get out of that lane that a child is considered baggage. Yeah, we're a package, but we're not. It's not baggage. It's you get what I'm saying. Like if you have a bunch of kids and stuff like that, or if you have kids before a relationship, or you're not with the mother of your kids anymore, and you're not taking care of your kids. First of all, it's no way that you should always be with me, and I never see you with your kids in general. I'm not ever going to condone a deadbeat at all. So that's weird behavior to me as a woman. The women who let men go and don't hold them accountable and be like, why you not ever with your kids? But it's always mama's baby, daddy's maybe. So most of the time, the kids are always gonna be with the mother. But I wouldn't consider that baggage. Or a male sometimes get upset when a woman can't always come outside because they don't have a babysitter. Guess what? Because if my baby father stopped being a bitch and being a sucker ass nigga, then maybe you get what I'm saying. I would have time to go out. Not in my situation now. I'm just saying in general. Like that's how shit be going.
Yeah, I feel like wait, repeat the question for me real quick.
Women are considered having baggage if they
Oh yeah,
have.
yeah. That shit weird. And the reason why I say that is because again, like she said, 9 times out of 10, the child is always with his mother, regardless of the fact, unfortunately, a child's primary parent is always the mom. You feel what I'm saying? But it shouldn't be considered as baggage because if that's what you want and she got kids, you feel what I'm saying? You should be able to love those kids like they're yours. I feel like that'd be niggas' problem. But the funny thing about that is that it's always the female that's being pointed at as baggage. But these niggas be bringing kids to these females' house and don't even be taking care of their own kids. You got your girlfriend taking care of your motherfucking kids. Don't get me wrong. This should be done as a unit. But where the fuck is your support at? Why are you solely relying on her to keep your kid, take care of your kid, do this and that for your kid? These niggas be the ones that really be bringing the fucking baggages with their kids. Honestly, I seen it up front. I watched it happen. I've watched my mama take in so many of these niggas' kids. Where the fuck is he? What is he doing? He ain't doing a goddamn thing.
Honestly, I dated a couple single fathers, so I'm gonna just give it to you from both perspectives. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just had a kid at 36. My son is 10 months old. So before I had my son, like I didn't like dating single fathers and shit because they always got their kid. I want to go out of town. I want to go do fun shit. You gotta figure out your babysitter. That shit annoying and shit. So I think it's like I feel like when people have children and they don't have the proper support systems, they can be a certain level of baggage. You know what I'm saying? I think that it's important to get to know people instead of judging them off bucks just because they have a child. Like I think there's deeper questions to ask. Like, do you have adequate child care? If I want to take you out, can you get a sitter? Like, you know what I'm saying? Am I gonna have to pay for the babysitter every time I want to go out with you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Questions like that should determine whether or not you deal with a person that comes with children. And it's always also about the level of baby mama, baby daddy drama they got. Cause I beat your baby mother the fuck up. You feel me? So yeah.
On God.
Okay. So men change their mind about marriage, but a woman who does this is labeled difficult or wasting time. Is that a pink flag because men usually have more to invest when it comes to marriage? Or is that a red flag because y'all should be judged?
Can you repeat the question?
Marriage, when it comes to marriage, men can leave and choose whether or not to marry, and they're usually labeled as making the right choice, ducking a gold digger, ducking a leech, etc. But if women do it, they're labeled difficult to marry. They labeled as wasting time. Is that a pink flag because men have more to invest in marriage and the woman should have it figured out because a lot of women, ask for marriage and men get on their knees to propose? Or is that a red flag because y'all should be judged equally?
I think it's a red flag because we should be judged equal. Because I feel like we should know who we want to marry and the type of man that want to that want to lead us and we should follow. So I feel like we both should put the effort in of who we want to spend the rest of our life, like the rest of our life with. So I think it should be fair. Like we should put that much effort, like as men put a lot of effort in within us. So yeah, that's my opinion about it.
Gilly is your go.
My bad. I'm sorry. Um, I feel like me being a married person, me also being a person who was divorced before, also as well. Um, I feel as though with my last marriage, I was very content on, oh, I don't want to be married ever again in life. That was it. I was done. Um, I was outside. I didn't want to be married. I didn't want anything to do with another marriage at all. Um, but in my marriage now, um, when I met the person that I'm with or whatever, when I met him, it became a situation of um I knew I didn't want to spend the rest of my life without him. Like this man poured into me. I found myself like manifesting and praying for him And just from the beginning, he always was very intentional. So, he was like, I don't know how to be a boyfriend. I know how to be a husband, like, and stuff like that. And I just believe it's a red flag because you should be equal. You shouldn't have to worry about, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's a man don't always have to come with everything. Like, who's to say he's making a bigger investment in marrying? And in my first situation, I was the breadwinner, and that man went all out, did this big proposal, and was some shit. And my marriage now, I actually proposed to my husband or whatever. Like, so I just knew I didn't want to be without him, and we felt the exact same way. So that's just what the situation was. I don't really believe in gender roles. If I wanted them and I bagged them and I got them, and yeah, that's just what it was.
I mean, I've been engaged 4 times, right? And I've never been married. I think what people fail to realize is that marriage is a contract. So when you marry somebody, you should marry someone that is bringing value to your life, right? And I'm not even talking about money because value is not always in the form of assets. Value can come in the form of, every time this nigga come home, he know for a fact he got a home cooked meal, no matter how you was at work. Or he know if he fucking brings the bacon home, you gonna fry it. Or she knows that no matter what, when she step out, she protected. She got a nigga that's gonna always have her back and always stand firm beside her. And you know what I'm saying? Like, so value doesn't always come in the form of money. I think, yeah. But and I also don't feel like the man is always the one that brings more to the table. Like, I really honestly don't believe men can function properly without women. Like, statistically speaking, men that are married to women that they're actually happy with, that they actually are in love with, you know what I'm saying? They live longer, they prosper more, they're more successful, they have a lot more going on. You know what I'm saying? Because this bitch is pouring into them every fucking day. You know what I'm saying? So whether she making money or not, she the reason why he making money. You know what I'm saying? She's the reason why he get up every day and wanna go get the bag and wanna go do this and wanna go do that. So I think it's about being equally yoked, about finding your fucking person, and about getting married for the right reasons. Niggas like trying to propose to bitches so they don't lose them and shit. Marriage is supposed to be forever. It's not supposed to be temporary. So I just,
Okay, you left Cam. I didn't know if you was there.
I just want to go get a bad break real quick. Real quick. Because sometimes you know the saying, you don't know somebody till you live with them, right? I feel like it's the same thing with marriage. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like people realize that late. So it's like you change your mind, you change your mind. It shouldn't matter what gender you is. You know what I'm saying? But the funny thing about it is that goes to kind of piggyback off of when a man remarries, no issue. But when a woman remarries, she on her third husband. This is life. Like you ain't say this man had 4 wives and he got 6 kids by each of them. Fuck you gonna say to him? But you mad at me because I'm on my third husband.
All right, now it's time for Women of the Culture. And tonight, we spotlighting Lori Harvey. Let's talk about a woman who has been at the center of a double standard conversation. Lori Harvey, some people call her a serial dater, others call her a woman who plays by her own rules. But at the end of the day, she dates on her own terms and refuses to settle before she's ready. So if a man did the same thing, would we be having this same conversation? Now, before I get y'all takes, she has publicly dated high profile men like Michael B. Jordan, Future, Diddy, and my man from Snowfall, Franklin. You know what I'm saying? She moves on when she wants, and she does it without no pressure from family or the media. But what I want to ask y'all, do y'all support that type of dating lifestyle, regardless of the spotlight, regardless of the men? Should she deserve to be liberated? Or do y'all feel like, based on this day and age, when she has a lot of eyes on her, the way she moves, she maybe should be a little bit more strategic for younger girls coming up after her? So you look motivated.
I like her, honestly. Real shit aside, I do like her, and the reason why I like her is because she's a good representation of you don't gotta stay somewhere you don't want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like it should be normalized. And I feel like she only put in the spot like that because of who she's dating. But the thing is that she already has a high profile herself, so she immediately attracts high profile men. You feel what I'm saying? And she's only judged like that because it immediately comes to the media. But when a man is doing it, it's not really an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, how is that not an issue? Even for the high profile men, it's not an issue. When they got out of a relationship, when the next time they got in a relationship, yada 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 yada. You know, she a pretty girl. She attracts pretty men. I mean, well, not pretty men, but she attracts a lot of fucking men. You know what I'm saying? So she should be able to date when the fuck she please, and she should be able to leave when she please as well. Like, I don't really see a problem. I like her, but you don't want to be somewhere don't stay at all.
I agree with Mari. That's my boo. I like her too. Like that's my boo. And I feel like she not doing nothing wrong. And I don't think she's sleeping. She having sex with none of them. Like she dating. And whoever on top at the moment, she living her life. So I don't feel like she doing nothing wrong. And definitely if she not having sex with them, she's definitely not doing nothing wrong. She dating. So I don't feel like it's an issue. Men do it all the time and they having sex. So no, she doing her
Just to
thing.
piggyback on what you said, I feel like it shouldn't even matter if she's having sex with him or not. These niggas be fucking all the bitches in the industry and don't nobody talk about
Yeah.
it. It should
But not,
not matter.
I'm just no, that's true. But I'm just saying, like for the younger generations, for me having three, I have three daughters, so I'm just saying, like I just wish somebody had told me that, like don't have sex with everybody that you date. So I'm speaking on my own experience, like you know what I'm saying. But you got to make niggas fucking, you got to be worth that shit. You got to make niggas want, like you got to make niggas like really, like you got. I don't know how to. I'm trying to say it. Like you shouldn't fuck everybody you fucking with. Fuck that. Like I say, I'm speaking from my own experience. So yeah, like if she not doing that, she the goat. Fuck that shit. Like yeah. So that's why I said that.
Hey y'all, sorry for the technical difficulties.
You good, gang.
What's the prompt?
Lori Harvey. She's labeled as a serial dater, but if it was a man, would that double standard exist? And do you agree with the way she date, or does it matter? Do you think that she has an impression on younger girls coming up under her, or she has the liberation to date as she please?
I think she does have the liberation to date who she pleases. Do I agree with it? Like, as me taking it on as a model for my own lifestyle? No. But the way that she does do it, I guess I could appreciate that she does go for like, she does set a standard for her own self. And what I do see is that she's consistent with it, and it doesn't seem like she's like really loose. It seems like she's just jumping from relationship from to relationship. So but yeah, I don't agree with it for my own personal choices, but I think it's fine. I do think it's a double standard there, because if men do those things, they are low key praised for it and given a trophy for it. Cool points, whatever. So I do think it's double standards for it, but I mean, there's girls doing it on a not so classy level that I would just straight down frown upon. So I guess it's a matter of how you do it also.
Um, I believe that not at all. Like I don't disagree with that, but I also don't agree with. Well, first of all, she dated Diddy. She dated Diddy's son before she dated Diddy. Like that's a little weird to me. That's like the pure definition of if you fuck over me, I'm gonna fuck with your father and make you my stepson. I don't know. I don't know. That part a little weird for me, but I do, believe that it is a double standard because the same guy who she was dealing with, Future, can date and put babies in whoever he want. You got Nick Cannon putting babies in multiple women and creating multiple broken families. and that shit cool, or you get what I'm saying? It's more like, oh, look at his roster, or look at their roster. Future talking about he buy all his bitches APs and like, I mean, I just feel like she young, she living life, and she should enjoy life. She should date who she wants to date or whatever, and it's no problem with courting different people or being courted by different people. Like, it shouldn't be a double standard. I mean, it shouldn't be a double standard, but it is. But yeah, that's my opinion.
All right. Honestly, I feel like Lori Harvey is a direct example of her father's way of thinking. Now, let's remember, the nigga wrote a book called Think Like a Man, made multiple movies about it, and I'm pretty sure that that's how he raised that girl. I don't see a problem with what she doing. She living her best life. All these niggas press for her. They don't give a fuck what the last nigga on. They still want her. She got these niggas signing NDAs. They can't even speak on what happened in their relationship. And these niggas are signing it. So as long as Shorty is continuing to capitalize on her fucking bag, I don't see the fucking problem. For one. And for two, yeah. Play with me if you want to. I'm gonna go fuck on your father and make you my son.
Thank
I'm with
you.
that
First of
shit.
all, thank
I'm
you,
with
thank
that
you.
shit. I'm with all that shit.
And the only reason why I really agree like that
And
because
she
these
definitely was
niggas.
on the family vacations with them, like with
Thank you,
Justin,
thank
with
you. These
Diddy. I'm
niggas
gonna
be
be laid up with
fucking.
your father, and you guys sit here and watch it.
These niggas be fucking. Listen,
And
these
what
niggas
you
be
gonna
fucking
do
these
about
bitches'
it?
And what you
sisters.
gonna do about it?
These niggas be
And
fucking
what you
these
gonna
bitches'
do about it,
sisters,
little
they best
bro?
friends, they cousins.
Like,
Fuck out, my fucking
what's up with you, son? Hi, son. Like,
Fuck out.
That's
Fuck out.
little boy, go sit in the corner. The adults is talking.
oh, Bills, don't forget the garlic bread.
Stores were closed. She gonna whip my ass.
So that's a real thing. She dated both of them.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, she dated Justin, and then she dated Diddy.
And if she fucking them, we don't know because why? Because they signed in. Nobody's telling.
Damn, I
Shit.
didn't know that much. So
Mhm.
I kind of felt mixed messages. Oh, am I tripping? What the hell just happened? Is the screen blinking out on y'all or am I tripping?
Nah, it do keep on going out on my end too.
Oh, here we go. Okay, I think I see what that was. So I seem like we had mixed messages though. It did seem like
The
everybody
phone in the kitchen?
was with Lori. So
Why not? You got on your headphones? I got on
one
mine.
one small devil's advocate
I'm echoing.
is being with the son then the dad not predatory?
Yes, I forgot about that. Like, goodness, I wish I would have thought about that woman's history. But I mean, that goes for all of them. Like, you can't just charge her for it. I feel like that's a double standard too. Like, everybody involved. And I know the son, he was at the parties too, and a part of the stuff that his dad had going on. Like, they was all wild, and everybody should be held accountable for that, not just her. But yeah, okay.
Now,
Maybe she was just trying to figure out if he was his daddy's son. I don't know.
say it
Maybe
again.
she was just trying to figure out if he was his daddy's son. She was trying to see where he got everything from. I don't know.
Listen.
I'm
I
just saying.
know,
I'm just saying she was just trying to see if they was familial. I don't know. Maybe she was just trying to see what was up. The father had a little more bucks, so he could trick a little bigger.
Damn, you can trick a
Daddy
little
got a little more
bigger.
motion. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go with Big Daddy over yonder.
Listen,
And then, like when you think about it, the niggas look smack alike. So it's like obviously the son was just too immature, and she wanted the adult version of him.
But Justin is
that
the light skinned one though, right?
or no, Justin is the light skinned one. Christian is the darker one.
He still look like his daddy, just the
Yeah, they
yellow
still look
version of
alike
him.
though. Yeah, they still look alike.
That's a fact. All right. Last but not least, time for We Talk Back. We Talk Back is a debate segment where usually I have men come up. I think I got one for y'all tonight, man. I think I got some smoke for y'all. So let's see.
Call me when you get home. Okay.
Now it's time to get into the real debate. Are double standards between men and women something natural, or are they just something society made up? And even if they are natural, should we still be challenging them? Here are some key stats and facts for the debate. 80% of women are judged more harshly for having multiple partners, while men face little judgment, right? Women still earn 82 cents for every dollar a man earns, with an even wider gap for Black and Latino women. 60% of men believe women should be married by 30, while only 20% of women say the same about men. Are double standards natural or is it made up? Should we completely erase gender expectations or do they exist for a reason? So now I'm asking y'all, what do y'all feel about gender roles, the expectations of relationships, and the roles of men and women? And in totality, is it made up or is a traditional living made for a reason?
I don't believe that a traditional life living is made up. I do think it's a purpose, very crucial and critical purpose. I just think that it's just harder to carry out because of the condition of the people these days and the choices that these people make. But I do think it's important. Excuse me, sir.
I feel like oh shit. I feel like gender roles are. I don't think they're made up. I think that they've been watered down over time with the changes in society. But I feel like it's a choice. Miss, I gotta catch my breath. Hold on. My bad. I feel like it's a choice, you know what I mean? On participation. Like, as a woman, you have to know what you want your role to be. As a man, you have to know what you want your responsibilities to be. And then it's all about finding your person. So, like, for instance, me personally, when it comes to gender roles, the gender roles that I subscribe to are cooking, cleaning, the normal shit that females, men feel like females should be doing. Like, but I also work like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't know. Like I don't want a nigga that's gonna want me to be in the house doing these things 24/7. I want a nigga that's okay with me cooking on my off days and washing the clothes and he folding them up and shit like that. So it's all about knowing what you want to subscribe to and finding somebody that's cool with the level of subscription that you want to make.
In my opinion, I don't believe that gender roles are made up. Um, I also don't believe in like the society standards of gender roles. Like, I mean, if a lot of men had it their way, women to be barefoot and pregnant and just in the house doing nothing but cleaning, cooking, and sucking and sucking. Like, to be honest with you, but like I'm a person who like to make my own money. Like I like to go out and work. I like to. I mean, I like the feminine things as well. Like Bills was saying, like I love like cooking. I love hosting. I be calling myself like a Black Martha Stewart. Like I love like stuff like that. So that's one of my things that I like to do or whatever. I just feel like in our generation now, it's just so much stuff with feminism and it's just it's so much stuff we want to fight for equality, but you know, at the same time we want to say, oh well, men should pay for everything. Like it's just, and you can't have it both ways, in my personal opinion. Like you gotta be able to draw a line somewhere, and I just don't believe that we should really have gender roles anymore, especially with what women are fighting for and what men are preaching, because you can't, even for men in certain situations, like if I'm working or something like that, like they be like, oh, we should go 50-50. We shouldn't have a situation where I pay for everything. We should go 50-50. But how you think I'm gonna pay for it if I ain't out here working, if I ain't getting to no money? Like it's just, those are different things. Men can't say they want to have it's gender roles when back in the day our men was providers and they took care of everything, but that's not the role they want to play. Just my personal opinion.
Double standards with men and women. Do you think traditional relationships, you think it's been usually the societal norm? You
It's
think
a
we should
society norm.
continue
I
that
feel like
way, or
that
you
shit
think
made
it's made
up.
up? Okay, there
I
we
feel like
go.
that shit's made up. For on the thing is though, it's not talked about, but I feel like there's double sides with men as well. But I feel like everybody just puts their perspectives and their opinions to be everybody else's opinion, and that's the problem. People aren't allowed to have their own opinions and just have their own opinions and think that everybody has to follow after them. No. I definitely feel like it's made up. And shit traditional about that.
Then what y'all think created that though?
I feel like gender roles were created, like she said, back in the day, men were providers, women weren't able to work. So that was when gender roles were a thing. Like we couldn't go to work. So our job was to keep the home a home. Like that was what our job was. You feel me? Like, so it's like now you got these niggas who want their women to be in that gender role, but they still want them to go 50-50. Like Gilly saying, you know what I'm saying? Like you want me to help you pay these bills, but you want me cooking every night. You want me cleaning every day. You want me folding all these clothes. You want me taking care of all these fucking kids and all of this extra shit. And, you know what I mean? Still bringing 50-50 to you too. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it becomes skewed because at one point it's like, I can give you that gender role, but you gonna have to pay for everything. You gonna have to, and you not gonna throw that shit in my face because I'm in here working every fucking day. Like when you leave out, nigga, I gotta get up, I gotta clean up the house, I gotta take care of this baby. You know what I'm saying? I gotta prepare dinner. I gotta do all of these things so that when you come home to a clean house, you come home to a warm meal, you come home and you can just take your shoes off and leave them at the door because you know I'm gonna come behind you and put that shit away. Like, but I'm not doing all of that and going to work 40, 60, 80 hours a fucking week and paying half of these bills too. So it's like now we both doing all of this shit and we both taking care of the household and we both going to work.
She was cooking. I don't know what happened. So y'all do or y'all don't believe in 50-50?
I believe in 50-50. I feel like it's a like what she was saying is I'm cooking and I'm cleaning and I'm taking care of the kids and doing all this shit at home. You should be able to bring the bread to the family. You know what I'm saying? Like you, if I'm the one being a stay-at-home mom, you should be the one being able to provide for us. You know what I'm saying? While I make sure your slippers at the door and your fucking shower ready, your fucking meal fucking hot as fuck. You
Ladies,
feel
can
what
I
I'm
ask y'all a
Somebody
saying?
question?
called me. Somebody called me, but I ain't finished what I was saying, Trey Five.
Yeah,
But
you
let me
was cooking.
finish. Let
You
me
was
finish.
cooking. Do your
You
thing.
know what I'm saying? So now it becomes if you want me doing all of this shit and bring a 50-50, now you gotta meet me 50-50 with all of these responsibilities. So now we both doing all of this shit. We both taking care of the household and we both going to work and paying these bills. So it's like niggas gotta determine what level of a provider they want to be before they ask a bitch, you know what I mean, to submit in certain levels in certain ways. Like, yeah, that was it.
So y'all kept referring to back in the day, right, ladies?
Hmm.
That's saying niggas ain't providing like back in the day. But y'all, do y'all believe the three strike rule? Y'all believe the crack epidemic? Do y'all believe in the welfare system? Do y'all believe in those things that held our culture back? Or do y'all believe those things was a myth?
Nah,
I
it's
believe
definitely
that
not
we
a
held
myth.
our culture back. I believe that we are the problem. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we've been given the tools to better ourselves a long time ago in terms of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Now that we know better, it's all about teaching ourselves to be better. You know what I mean? So that generational wealth and how it's trickling down and shit, for me, generational wealth comes in the form of knowledge. Like my goal is to teach my son a level of financial security I never understood until I was 35, 30, 32, 33. You know what I'm saying? I want him to be able to know how to invest his money and know how to, save money and put himself in a position to achieve certain things at an earlier age than I was able to do so. So I feel like if we as a people raise up our children in proper ways and teach them how to be better than we were, you know what I mean? Then that shit could change. But it's like we as a people, we have this fucking competition within ourselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it comes in family too. Like, you got mothers looking at their daughters like with hate in their eyes because they realize in a better position than they was. You know what I'm saying? You got fathers looking at their sons, telling them they ain't gonna be shit, telling them they can't be shit, they won't do shit. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the issues that we have, we've created, and we keep continuing to do the shit. Like, you got to be the change you want to see for real. Like,
It's all about breaking the cycle. I agree. Like shit.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like at this point, my oldest child is 18, about to be 19, and I ain't gonna lie, that shit scares me every day. Like because I feel like a lot of times, like while I spent my time trying to prepare her for, and I went through things so that she would never have to go through them. Or that's my wish that she'd never have to go through the things that I had to go through. You get what I'm saying?
mhm,
So that shit scares me, but I also feel like it's such a disconnect because when we were younger, like yeah, we went outside, we played, we went through life not trying to be grown. We still playing with baby doll heads at 12 years old, 13, 14.
mhm,
Like we trying to put our names on belts and shit like that.
All that.
Like we lived in a whole different era when now these kids so attached to electronics, their phones, you can't get them out their
Man, we
house
ain't
that I
Mo,
feel like they don't even
these
know
little
about.
girls don't even know how to jump double dutch, bro.
Man, and let me tell you something. To this day, I said I will still fuck it up on some double dutch. And I'm and I'm outside with the long cords, telephone cords. We ain't even had no rope. We outside with the telephone cord.
I'm telling
So like
you.
I just feel like now that these kids they know that being in their phone texting, they don't have the social
ain't had no
skills.
phones,
Yeah,
man.
Mhm,
they don't know the social skills that they need to
mhm,
push forward. And I'm a little bit nervous even for my own daughter with her going into being a young adult and things like that because how can you go out here and do the things that you're supposed to do and you lacking social skills because the only social skill y'all know is through IG, through Snapchat, through group
mhm.
Yeah,
chat. Like
yeah.
that's
Yep.
like, and I believe that COVID was very, very bad for our kids because then they got used to just doing everything virtually. Like it
Yep.
became, oh, I don't want to,
Trick bag.
yeah, I don't want to do anything. And also, I believe that welfare was created to take the black man out of the home and
Yep.
to
That's
like
true.
the first thing that women do when they go have kids, some women, not all women. So let me clarify that, not all women. But the first thing that some women do, as soon as they have a baby, they at DHS at 6:45 8th Street trying to hurry up, get some welfare benefits, trying to get a little food stamp. And I'm not against food stamps because I will buy them. Let me tell you that right now. If you are selling, I am buying. Okay, so my IG is Big Gilly 202. Just let
Let
me
me tell you
know.
something. Let me tell you something. I was that bitch that was down there at 7 a.m. trying to get them skinnaps and that motherfucking win it. Hey, I need that shit in it. Hey, you wanna know why? Cause bitch, I've been paying taxes for 20 motherfucking years, okay? So now, 20 years later, that I've been in this working field and busting my goddamn ass, bitch, I need that bike for you. Like, and Similac is $60 a can. I don't know if nobody told y'all this or not, but them little 8 cans of Similac they give me on the first year, I need that shit, bruh. I don't give a fuck how
Yeah.
much money I make. I need that shit. You saved me $600 this month. Thank you. Them food stamps, I need that shit. My son,
Like shit.
all he want is French
Yeah.
fries, bruh. You know how expensive potatoes is,
Expensive as fuck.
and they go bad real fast. Like, you know what I'm saying? But also, I'm gonna be real with you. Before I had my baby, I ain't understand that shit. And I used to be like, yeah, it's crazy and shit to me how y'all having these kids and y'all just running down here and y'all need all this fucking assistance. Bitch, I'm sorry, I ain't know. I didn't know how fast this baby was gonna grow. I didn't know every 2 days I had to buy clothes and pampers and wipes. I didn't know. I didn't know. So, you know what I mean? Like, honestly, this has been an eye-opening experience for me having a child because I was one of them people that swear to God I would never need public assistance for nothing. You know what I'm saying? So like I had to humble myself, bro, and I can't say that I feel like that shit was created, even if it was created to be the downfall of the father being in the household. I feel like that shit is a support system. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like rent is expensive, kids is expensive, childcare is expensive, bro. I just got a voucher for my baby daycare. He 10 months old. I just got a voucher 3 days ago. Bitch, do you know that shit costs $600 a week for daycare? Like, how do you supposed to pay that, pay rent, pay for diapers, pay for clothes, pay for shoes, pay for milk, and be home to raise your baby? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just is what it is. So I'm grateful for it on the one hand, but on the other hand, I just feel like, I feel like America is fucked up. Like, in other countries, healthcare is free. In other countries, women get to stay home on maternity leave for 18 months when they have a baby. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like America as a system is fucked up. And the level of
Regard,
support that
I
they
agree.
give mothers and fathers is fucked up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like in other places, Mo, that shit is sweet. Like that ass, you getting
Now,
100% of your salary for 18 months and you get to stay home with your baby, the father too. Y'all
now,
home being parents and getting paid.
now, ladies, y'all expressed how y'all not totally in favoritism of the traditional lifestyle, um, the benefits of the welfare system and the government being a substitute for a father. This is We Talk Back. So I want to give a gentleman a chance to come to the floor to rebuttal some of the things that you ladies was talking about on the behalf of traditional relationships and why it's important for the dad to be in the life in the family and instead of the government.
What's up,
What's up,
folks?
brother?
What's
What's up,
up?
Dutch?
Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you, brother.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. So, are we talking about something specific? Like, because I heard you say the welfare program and
Yeah, we
everything.
talking about your niche, about double standards between men and women, and how a lot of the women on the panel ain't too in favoritism of traditional relationships.
Hmm.
They have no issue with the government providing assistance and the father being whatever the hell the fathers be at. And from a male's perspective, since this is We Talk Back, I would like
I
to give you
mean,
a chance to give
I
a
mean,
perspective from a man.
if I can, just indulge in like how we got here. You know what I mean? And my platform is called Dutch Talk Fatherhood, where we just talk about the complexities of fatherhood and how we are marginalized when it comes to family. We can all understand right now and admit that over 80% of our women are raising children by themselves. And it is commendable, but it's survival. It's not thrival. You see what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we got to understand in the 1940s, 50s, anytime after slavery up until the 60s and the 70s, the government has been trying to literally break the family, break the black family. They tried it with Emmett Till. They tried it with the KKK burning us. They tried it with, raping our women. They tried it in every other aspect, but we always seem to stay together. In the 1920s, 40s, 50s, the standard family bearer for standard was black people. We were like 89% married, and we didn't have the same struggles or our women didn't have the same struggles that, say, white women had with the feminist movement. We had our internal problems, but our women always stood by our side, and we always took care of our women and our families. And if you really just go back and research this, they tried and tried and tried to divide us, and they never could. See, with that feminist movement, what they did was actually infiltrated our communities. They started putting certain little things in the magazines in the hood. They started doing certain, little innuendos to out. And then on top of that, Martin Luther King had something called integration that he wanted to do without having power. See, we own certain things. We owned our own leagues. We owned our own hospitals. We owned everything. We were self-sufficient. And that was the beginning of us creating wealth for ourselves. And what Martin Luther King was doing it was good, but it wasn't at the right time to where if we would have had enough wealth built up in our community to where we could be self-sufficient if we did integrate and we didn't, like what white people or the government were doing to us, we can always detach and go back to doing what we do. But when we integrated so early, we should have probably been integrating around right now in 2025. That would have been a perfect timeline for us to develop some wealth. But what happened was when we integrated not only with white society, but we integrated with their rules, we integrated with their laws, and this civil rights law that came into play, it was based upon what they was willing to give us. And when they did that, that's when they started to implement the welfare system upon our women. And when they did that, they told our women that you can't have a man in the house. You cannot have a man in the house. If you want to help black people, but turn around and tell them you can't have the logical, the long-term planning, the structure of the family in the house, what's going to happen is going to get broken down. It's going to break. And they understood that. They understood by allowing us to integrate with them, they can now break us. And once you remove that man out of the house, that's when you have an amalgamation of things that happen where the white women's fight of feminism, wanting to get outside of the house and jump in the man's role of having a job, which that movement is all about. It didn't want to be in its natural state anymore. Women did not want to do things that's innately in them, and that's to care for, nurture, and ultimately um, teach the children about respect, how to go about things in the world. And at the end of the day, when they remove that from our family, the men then got pushed out. So now how do we continue this? We introduce crack cocaine to these men. We introduce alcoholism to these men. We introduce women to these men. We introduce all of these things because you have pulled that man out of his natural element. And now, go, I say about 15 years later, what do? We implement sending them to prison. And that's where the Biden crime bill came into play. And that's when they took all of our fathers away, all of our brothers. My little brother even got caught in that thing at 15 years old. The thing is, and then we came to the year 2000, where now it's starting to be normalized to having women have these children and be with these children and raise these children to where now in 2025 it is controversial to say the best place to have a baby is a two-parent household. You will get literal pushback on that. You will get the normalized ideology of, okay, yeah, that's cool, but I raised a good boy. I raised the boy to be this. I raised good kids, but you're taking the exception. You're taking the exception and making it first. Where I do. I was raised by a single mother. It is exceptions out there to where women raise great children. But we cannot start off with that, especially on a large platform, to where we're like protecting and embracing that. Yes. To the exceptions, congratulations. But the rule is always supposed to be that male structure in the household, along with that feminine structure in the household. And that's how you properly raise a child.
Then don't change our tune, ladies.
Nah, I mean, honestly, he not wrong though. And it's like I say this shit all the time. Like when I was arguing with Shorty last week, she wasn't wrong to say that the best place for a child is a two-parent household, right? My argument has always been that a child can be successful coming from a single parent household. What I think matters is having both sexes represented properly in the eyes of the child. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like as long as the child has a strong male role model and female role model in their life, they can be successful. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that doesn't come in the form of a mother and a father. Sometimes it's an aunt and a father. Sometimes it's an uncle and a mother. You know what I'm saying? So it just kind of depends on your village, how strong your child can be reared from either side. You know what I'm saying? You got some kids that come from two parent households that be fucked up because they parents stayed together for them. So their whole life, all they see is their parents fighting and arguing, they father cheating, they mother, crying. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. So it's like they grow up to emulate these things and think that that's love, or that's how they're supposed to treat their partners and shit like that. So they go out here and fuck over another family that they create.
Can I
You know
can
what I'm
I
saying?
ask you a
So
question? Can I ask you a question?
absolutely.
And this is and I get what you're saying. And I definitely understand what you're saying, but we got to start thinking about things not from individual case by case basis and look at something as a whole. Now, I'm going to give you something
Absolutely.
that I'm going to ask you a question, and it's going to sound very crazy. It's going to sound very crazy, but I want to use the principle and apply it. That's what logic is. You take the principle of something and you can apply it to the other thing, and it will work just as it would with the initial thing. So
Hmm.
let me ask you a question. Would you have sex with a guy that you know have AIDS?
I got it. What?
Would you have sex with a guy who you know for a fact have HIV?
I would not.
Unprotected. I'm gonna throw that in there too. Unprotected.
Absolutely not.
Tell me why you would not have sex with that guy, um, unprotected, knowing he has HIV.
Cause I'm gonna get HIV.
No, 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 not necessarily. You're not necessarily going to get it.
I don't give a
It's
fuck. I don't give a fuck how small of a percentage it may be. There
Who
is a
gonna change that
chance that
shit?
I
Fuck that
myself
shit.
will
Hell
walk
yes.
away and
The
have
fuck?
HIV forever.
right,
Now I know where you're
right.
going with this, right? Because then it becomes, well, would you have sex with a person unprotected that you know is a fucked up father, or you know is a fucked
No,
up
no, no, no,
person,
no.
right?
I ain't going there. I ain't going
All right,
there.
where
I
we
ain't
going
going
with
there.
this? Because that was
I
a
just
crazy question.
it was, and I prefaced it. I said it was gonna be crazy.
Right, so I
Yeah.
want to know how you about to tie it in here. I need the
All
rest.
right, because I heard you say, there are kids that are raised by single mothers who are great, right? And in some cases, in two parent households, these kids have come out fucked up, and I can agree with you on that. But I can also say that it's plenty of cases where people had sex with people with HIV, and never contracted it. They had multiple times, and the person knew, but you won't tout that. You won't put that on Front Street. When asked about that in private or on a or a public platform, you will always go with the rule. And the rule should always be, don't have unprotected sex with a person that you know have AIDS. So when I'm
Hmm.
on these platforms or I'm talking to women individually, I I will give it to the woman who did manage to raise a successful child. But you're more likely, just like you're more likely to catch HIV, having sex with a person with HIV without a condom or without protection, you're more likely to end up in prison. You're more likely as a woman to end up pregnant before the age of 15. You're more likely to do these things. You're more likely to not have an education. You're more likely to have mental health problems. You're more likely to do this. These are statistically shown to where that right there should never be the first thing that we promote. And when I say, the worst case you can bring a child into the world is a single mother home. And then the response I get is, well, you can't say that because some people come from single mother homes who are great. And I will agree with you on that. But
I just don't feel like
that's
that's the
just
worst
that's just
place.
like saying that's just
There's
like
so many
saying
worse
that's
places
just
for
like
a child to
saying
end up than in a
that's
single mother
listen,
household.
listen. That's just like saying that's why I brung the crazy question because I'm comparing it and it's the same principle. If I
But you
say to
can't
you,
compare
it,
something like that
I,
because that's a
I
choice. This is
no
the
no no no
difference.
no
This is
no
no. I let you
no.
talk. No, no,
Go
no,
ahead.
no, Dutch.
No, I
Now
wanted to make
shit,
I
cause
wanted to make
you're
this
taking
last
too
point.
long
I
here.
just
You're
want
pissing me
I
off.
wanted I
She
You're
wanted
let you
going
cook,
in. You
right?
got me
Debbie let you cook.
going in circles. All right. Now listen. Shit. At the end of the day, you're comparing a choice to a situation that was not a choice, right? Statistically speaking, like you like to say, most single women households, single mother households, they didn't go into having a child thinking that that was what their normal was going to be. Most cases, statistically speaking, women who end up raising their children alone went into pregnancy with their partner as a unit, right? So it's like if we going into this, we engaged, we have a baby, we've been together for 2, 3 years. I get pregnant. We've been doing this all this time. We live together. We working towards building together, and then whatever happens, happens, and now we separate. And I got this baby by myself, right? I can't say fuck it. Let me erase this fucking child. Like, but I can decide up front if a nigga tell me he got AIDS, whether I do or don't want to fuck him. Unprotected.
I
So
think
that's a completely
I think
different
you're
thing that you're
arguing
trying to compare to each other.
I think you're arguing something that I'm not talking about though. And I
Then
agree
why
with
is
you
everybody else
wholeheartedly.
nodding their head yes?
No, I'm nodding my head too, but you're arguing something that I'm not arguing.
I'm not though. I'm saying that you
I'm
can't
talking
compare.
about
You can't compare
no, I'm
a
comparing the
choice to
I'm no,
a situation.
I'm comparing how we promote the thing, how we talk about the thing. I'm comparing the principle of you will not go on a platform and tell anybody, okay, let's just take the child that you said that you had a baby with this other dude and you didn't know that you was going to be a single mother. Let me know,
Mhm.
tell me exactly how you will tell that child how to have a family.
What the fuck kind of question is that, Dutch?
What would you tell your child? What would be the
Guess
first
what?
thing that you
I was
tell your
I'm gonna tell you
child
confused.
like
about
this.
the
I was
best?
confused
Let me
too.
ask you, what would be the first thing that you
Let me
tell
put
your
my
child
goddamn. You know
to
I'm.
do?
I'm
What would be
let
the
me tell you
first
something.
thing you tell your child? How would you promote that to your child?
Honestly, I can only speak for myself, right? So when I personally got pregnant, me and my baby father were engaged. We had been together for 4 years and we were engaged when I went through in vitro and we had a planned child, right? I didn't pop up pregnant. We went and we paid $40,000 to have this baby, right? With that being said, we separated in the middle of my pregnancy. He's now married to somebody else, right? This
Okay.
all happened after the fact. After we broke up, he went, got with somebody else. They got married real fast. They happy, whatever. For me, even though my baby is so young, I still do my best not to ever speak ill on his father around him. I have photo albums and shit of our relationship so that when he gets older and he asks those types of questions, I can show him how happy we were. You know what I'm saying? And tell him stories about us as a unit and shit like that. But for me, all that I can do going into this and not knowing that this is how it was going to be is do my best to try to allow him to be a father to his child, have as much time with his child as he wants and can have, and be as much of a staple in his life as he can be. You know what I'm saying? Without me telling him, "Oh, your father was a piece of shit," or "Your father did this," or "Your father did that." Like any ill connotation that he has about that man is gonna come on its own accord
Again,
from
again,
their relationship.
all I'm asking is if your son came to you and
You
said,
you asking me what am I supposed
"Nah,
to say to him? Like
no,
what do
no,"
you?
if would you how would you teach him if forget your situation? What would you teach him first about being would you teach him, okay, it's cool if you be with a woman and then y'all break up and then she become a single mother, but it's cool if she does because I did it? Or would you teach him first that you should always be in a two-parent household situation?
I would
What
teach
is,
my
because
son.
you
I
got
would
a
teach my
clean slate
son.
here. You got a
I would
clean
teach my
slate to teach
exactly.
him
You're right.
what's the
I would
proper
teach my
way to
son.
raise a
I
child.
would teach my son to make better decisions than I made. Right. So of course I'm going to tell him you should be in a two-parent household. If you're going to have a baby with somebody, that should be somebody you want to be with forever. You should want to give your child what you didn't have. You know what I'm saying? So for me, of course, I'm going to tell him that that is the right way to go. Mind you, that was the way that I tried to go myself. So I never said in any way, shape, or form that what you're saying is wrong. I've always agreed that the best place for a child to come from is a two-parent household, which is why I waited until I was 36, which is why I waited until I was engaged, which is why I waited and did in vitro. You know what I'm saying? So of course I'm going to tell him that how he grew up is not how it's supposed to be. You feel me? But that what I'm saying in addition to that is I know for facts my son will be like that. I know he's gonna be a great man to any woman that he comes across. And I know that because I know that I'm gonna instill those types of things in him, as well as make sure he has the right types of niggas around him to show him how to be a man. So it's like, I'm not saying that you wrong. I'm just saying that you not right
I'm not right about what?
about saying that statistically speaking,
What
like
did
you
you,
love to say,
no,
that
no,
the
what you
the
say? What you
only
say?
the
I'm not.
only I'm not saying
I
what I'm
said
saying you're wrong
I'm
about.
asking what you
Dutch
saying I'm not right
is
about. What am
what
I
I'm
not
saying you're
right
not
about?
right. Look, you're not wrong, but you're not right. I
Okay,
don't
well,
know.
what am I not right about?
You are not right to say that.
The worst place to grow
In
up is
my
in
in
a
That
my
single.
that
experience, in my
In
experience, all
what you're
women.
saying
What
is
I'm saying you're
what
not
you,
right about is this. In my experience, all the women that I know that are single mothers, they didn't choose that. You know what I'm
I
saying?
didn't
They didn't choose that.
I'm not
So with that
arguing.
being
I'm not
said,
my argument
right, but
isn't
my
woman
argument is the
choosing.
same as
Nah,
yours.
because
All
nah.
women want to give their children a two-parent household. All women want to give their children that. No woman wants to be a single
So
mother
why
except for the
but
bitches that you have.
women want to settle?
so why do we protect and why do we embrace and protect and talk about the single mother thing being so great
I don't
in
think that
our
is that.
society?
But see, this is where the disconnect comes in because we as women, we are supporting each other and we are trying to be support systems to each other to say, you're doing great. You got this shit. You can tackle anything. You can do anything by yourself. You can make this shit happen for your kids no matter
Cause
what.
we
You
don't got,
got this
yeah,
shit,
Even
right?
we don't got
That's
no
what
even
choice
we're
but
look
to,
doing.
look
yeah,
look
So
though.
when
yeah.
y'all hear us saying
Even
that,
if
you
it's
think
not
that
true
we're
though.
promoting this shit to say that this is
Nah,
the
we don't got
best
no
life
choice
to
but to do
be.
this shit.
Right?
No, but
No,
Yeah,
even
we're
if it's
not
not
doing that.
true,
All we doing is saying, bitch, don't fucking quit. I know this shit is
yeah.
hard, but no matter
We can,
what, you can get
but we
it.
can't walk out. We can't walk out. We can't do none of that
Yeah.
shit.
We don't
Hell
have
no.
No,
We
that
don't got no
luxury.
options.
no one is saying, look, no one is saying your situation isn't you shouldn't be commended for surviving. That's what you're doing. You're surviving, you're managing. But we gotta understand that 12-year-olds, 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds, while you're telling your friend that's a single mother too, girl, we doing the damn thing. Guess who's listening to these things? Guess who's hearing you talk about that more than a two-parent household is your children, is children. And when we're on these platforms, guess who's watching these videos? Children. And I got mad. I got mad at Barack Obama when he came on national TV and said, you know, to single mothers out there, you're the backbone of our community. Meaning, that's the first thing that he says. Our women that is out there busting their ass in a two-parent household do not get the first thing out of the president's mouth, where that
bro.
should be
Cause I don't give a
promoted.
fuck what you talking about. Because you know what? At the end of the day, the single mother is the backbone to the community. Because the single mothers is the ones that's out here working fucking two jobs. The single mothers is the ones that's out here doing all of this shit and by themselves. So the woman that has help at home, that when her nigga come home, he take the baby. When she gotta go somewhere, she leave the baby with her son. She don't have to pay a
And guess
babysitter.
what? And
No,
guess
they
what?
don't get. They
And
don't
guess
get
what?
that. I don't
And
care what
guess
you talking
what?
about that
And
because
guess
it don't
what?
make
And
sense.
guess what? And guess what? The
What?
reason why that happens is because of generational a cyclical thing that's happening. The reason
No,
why the
you want to
single
know what
mother,
happens,
the
Dutch? What
reason why,
happens is
listen,
niggas
listen.
are leaving these bitches high and fucking dry. When they separate, these niggas ain't taking the baby. Statistically fucking speaking, when
Like shit.
parents separate, the baby stay with the mama 90% of the fucking time. Why you want to talk statistics to me? Tell me why niggas don't take on the role of a single father with as much gumption in their
I will,
fucking bodies as these bitches do every
if I'm
fucking
if
day.
I'm able if
It's
I'm able
not, you
to
not giving
respond,
me, you not about
can
to
I ask
keep
you the
trying to
question?
tell you, boy.
Can you? I'm trying to answer your question.
That's real talk though.
Let me answer that question. Um, most fathers ask for the kids. Do anybody know that? Most
Bullshit.
fa- most fathers
I'm not
ask.
in that predicament. I just know I'm not in that predicament, thank God. But I just know like on the outside of my friends and shit, I can see how that shit work out. But yeah,
Most fathers ask for when
when and where they
they
ask for the
ask
kid.
they ask for it after the relationship and in court. See, what happens is in the court of law, and you can go read this. A court of law usually they say that kids should be with the mother majority of the time. So when these women go down and file child support on these men, what happens is they already see the way the child support system works is whoever gets down there first, that custody thing. And men are trained by their single mothers to understand that children are supposed to be with the mother, supposed to be with the mother. And let me tell you something, to get back to your, it's not no single fathers out here doing the damn thing. It's
I ain't say
actually
that.
no, what I'm saying is when the kids are with the father, guess what that mimics? Guess what that really mimics? It mimics a two-parent household when they grow up. Every statistic goes out of the window of a single mother home opposed to a single father home. Am I saying that fathers raise children better? No, I'm not saying that. But the statistics show that you're more likely to succeed in a single father home because he has structure, he has logic, he has learned long-term planning, and he understands conflict resolution, and he understands cause and effect. We think 5 steps ahead when we're planning things as men, period. That's just innately in us. I'm not saying that women don't have the ability to do it, but it's just
Who is
innately.
these niggas that you talking about, bruh? Where is these niggas at? Where's the niggas with the thoughts? Where's
I'm
the
not
niggas with
talking.
the
Look,
where's these niggas?
see, what happens is you talk about choices, right? You talk about choices. The niggas that these women pick in these relationships are the niggas that you're talking about. So you
You know
sit up
what,
here, hold
Dutch?
up, you sit up here, hold up, you sit up here and say, these niggas ain't shit. Where these niggas at to think? Where these, th- those niggas exist. We, women just pick fucked up ass niggas to fucking have
Bro,
babies with.
no. Niggas just put on a facade. Do you know what a facade is? Niggas go into relationships pretending to be somebody they're not.
What
So
does that
two,
look
three
like?
years
Tell me
later,
what does
they
that look
get
like?
bored of pretending to be somebody else and they
Tell me
true
what that
colors start to show and you're no
let's
longer compatible with that nigga anymore.
let's
So now you
really
become a nag.
let's
Now you
get
become a argumentative bitch because you looking for the nigga they used to be.
let's get to reality here. Most
Let's.
most relationships in our community start off fucked up. And we know these motherfuckers that we're in a relationship before a baby is even born. A baby is even
Absolutely.
conceived. You know exactly who this
Yeah,
nigga is. You knew
that's
exactly
true.
you
I
just
mean,
wanted to go get the bag. And you knew exactly that you ain't want no 9 to 5 square ass niggas because the 9 to 5 square ass niggas ain't having kids out here. Do you understand that half of
That
black
don't
men
this
do
the
not
thing.
have
This the
children?
thing, right?
You do
I'm
you
gonna be real with
understand
you,
half
bro.
of black men don't have children? And if you look at the statistics of these black men who aren't getting chosen, these are the IT niggas. These are the niggas that's in college. These are the niggas
Bro,
that
those
literally
are the niggas that's
women do
smart
not
enough.
pick.
No,
Women do not
those are
pick
it's
these
not
niggas.
that they're not getting picked.
Y'all know
Bro,
exactly what type of niggas y'all
it's
picking.
not
Y'all
that they
know
not
exactly
getting
what type
picked.
of niggas
It's
y'all
not that they
fucking.
not
Y'all
getting
know
picked. They
exactly
smart
that
enough
this
not to
nigga
be
is
putting babies and
half
bitches
the
they don't want to
time,
be with forever.
half the time, these niggas got 4 baby mothers that you already know about. But you
Bro,
decide to
Biz,
still
bro,
have a baby with
Biz,
the nigga and then say
bro.
the
Biz.
nigga changed
When
up
you
on
when
you.
when you ask where the niggas is at, the niggas out here, but it's just reality, man.
Y'all not picking them.
They unattractive.
Bro,
It
listen,
goes for
listen.
the men
Hear
as
me
well.
out. Hear me out.
Let me give you an example of this.
He
It
like hearing
is
himself talk.
let me give you an example of this. It is 80% of single mothers in our community, right? And I'm about to drop some numbers on you. It's 80% of the mothers in our community are single mothers raising children by themselves. If you look at the amount of men in our community from age 16 to 39 who don't have children, that is literally half of us. The other 20% is probably married in their children's life. So you got at least 10 to 15% of bum ass niggas having babies with like 60% of women. Y'all are choosing the men that you're having these babies with. These
Are
are
you done?
facts.
that's
Can we
true.
can we not lie and say
Are you
a
done?
lot of the
Nah, that's
niggas
I
true.
that's
knew
chosen
exactly
because of
who
the
that
That's
nigga
true.
was before
Yeah,
I had a baby by him.
yeah, that's true.
However, did I know that
Yeah.
all of the shit that was gonna happen was gonna happen?
No, fuck
Absolutely
no,
not. Niggas
no.
look you in your face every day and promise you the fucking world. It don't deliver.
but look like
Period. So
Let
it's
me
look,
like,
look,
ask you.
and
Let
at
me
the end of
ask
the
you.
day,
Let
sure.
me
And I'm gonna
hold
be
up,
real
hold
with you.
up.
Bitches like a certain type of nigga,
Let me
right?
hold up.
So
Let me
yeah, they
ask
gonna
you.
go for
Hey
they gonna
Trey,
go for the
we got
Trey,
look, but
you
look,
let a
to,
nigga
Let
look,
talk
let
look,
20
let Bill.
fucking
Trey.
look,
minutes. Then as soon
no,
as
no,
you
no,
try to make a fucking point, he wanna talk over
Yeah,
you
let
and
Bill.
shit.
Let Bill
no,
Because it's
no,
speak. Go ahead.
excuses, man.
look, no, no, no.
Okay.
I'm gonna let
I'm,
everybody cook. I'm gonna let everybody cook. But look, just
every
Jess.
time I kill her point,
It's good.
she
You
moves to
got,
another thing.
Look
bro.
though,
You gotta let her
look,
speak though. You gotta let her
we
speak,
look.
Dre. Let her speak. Let her
We
say her
go
point.
we gonna be civil, but at the same time, we do have to talk into some type of generalities because we can't be too personal and use too much anecdotal evidence because that doesn't reflect the majority. So
Right. So
when
when I'm trying to speak in general and I'm trying to make a point with his point, he starts talking before I finish. So he don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. You
all right,
It's called listening to understand versus listening to respond. You feel me? But it's cool.
no, you gotta cook.
Bro, at the end of the day, yeah, bitches know exactly who these niggas is before they have babies by them. Cool. But if a nigga shows you he can be a good father or shows you he gonna be a good nigga, like niggas treat you so good for so long and then you get pregnant and all of a sudden they feel like they trapped you or they feel like they got you. So their level of all of the shit that they was doing before, it just changes. And it goes both ways though. Like women stop courting men the same way men stop courting women. Like motherfuckers get in relationships and they stop doing the shit that brought them together in the first place. So it's relationships these days have become transactional and they become temporary. And it's like marriage is temporary. Like I said the shit before you came on here, Dutch, motherfucking marriage is a contract. And motherfuckers don't understand it's about value to each other. So, all of this shit, it goes back to some shit we talked about on another episode with emotional intelligence and shit like that. It's a lot of shit that I didn't learn until later. But now I am a single mother, just like a lot of these women. So it's it just shit just fucking happens. But do you then, now that all of these women have made this mistake and they are trying to, pivot from it and do the best that they can, you got niggas like you saying we shouldn't be telling them they doing a good job. We shouldn't be telling them that
Never
that
said
they're
that.
their reason why we're doing this or that or the third. Like it's that shit
I
is fucked
never
up.
said that. I
So
never said
that
that.
that's
I
the point
never
I'm trying
said
to
that.
make when I say you not right, but you not wrong. I
No,
just feel like
no,
you
because
trying to belittle the
no, you
single
putting
mother and all of the
no,
shit that you
no,
saying, and
no,
that's my
no.
problem.
I never said that. I came on here saying that I commend you. I did say congratulations, didn't I? Trey,
No, you said
did
you
I not?
congratulate. You
Okay,
said you
no, no.
congratulate the single mothers
I'm
who
trying to
have
have the
created
moderator,
successful
the
children. That's what you said.
Trey. Can you tell? Did I not? And
You
you just being a
specifically
non-biased
verbatim
person here.
said you congratulate single women who have reared children successfully, who have raised a successful child. That's what you said. You applaud single mothers who have done that. You didn't
No,
say you applaud single mothers. You said
I
you
said,
applaud single mothers who have succeeded in rearing a
no,
successful child.
no, I didn't. I
Yes,
said
you did.
I came on here and I said the exception. The exception is you're raising children, right? You're raising children by yourself, and I specifically said you're not. Well, basically you're surviving.
Oh shit! I don't know what happened.
Nigga service got nervous.
What the fuck?
Trey Five, you always find a
Oh.
way to rile me up on these goddamn podcasts, boy. It's always somebody.
And my nigga, you got like 4 or 5 mad quotables a night. I'm talking about like immaculate choice though.
Bro,
I
send me all up.
ain't gonna lie, she hit my man with two.
Dre left off. He got off.
Oh no, I think
His
it's just
service got nervous. I hope he
oh, I
come
got
back.
There you go.
Am I back?
The man of the hour.
No, basically what I said was what we do is start off with whenever we're on these platforms or women congratulating other women, blah blah blah. I said we start off with how great single mothers are doing out here, and I think we should start off with basically what it's supposed to be in general. The thing is, I literally said, I commend the women who are out here managing and being in some survival mode. And I said we are not in thrival mode, we're in survival mode. So at the end of the day, I never said that you shouldn't give it up to a single mother. But like Trey just said, we shouldn't talk in anecdotal. This is what I go through. We're talking in general, and we're talking what's best for our children being raised. And that's all
Where do you
my
get your
argument
statistics
is.
from?
The CDC website, the Center for Disease and Control website.
Motherfucker,
Literally,
I
they
know what
have.
the CDC is. Fuck you think I'm
I mean,
retarded?
everybody act like, I ain't hear nobody say, oh,
I
it.
I
said
didn't know what
okay,
that shit was.
goddamn.
I didn't know what the fuck y'all.
If
Okay.
Nigga, I went to college 3 motherfucking times. I know what the CDC is.
Okay. I just was answering your question.
I'm a hairstylist and a medical assistant. Hello?
I
Okay. So you should know these
I
statistics.
do. That's why I said okay. Don't talk to
So
me like
it's
I'm
not
retarded.
you gotta know.
so I wasn't so your feeling about what I said caused you to say that I said we shouldn't um commend the single mother.
Trey
I
Five
said we
has it
shouldn't
recorded,
praise.
and when he gives me this sound bite of
Okay,
you specifically saying what
we
I
can
said, you say
literally
verbatim
go
on my
back.
soul, I want an
I
apology.
think I don't think we should praise the single mother. I think we should praise two parent household, and we praise single mothers.
I think we should put support and upliftment wherever it is needed. And I think that the single mother is shitted on every fucking day. So I think that the single black mother specifically needs more support in this world and upliftment than any other woman does.
All
So
right,
with
we
that
need to
being
uplift.
said, I don't give a fuck what you time out, bro. I'm gonna continue to uplift
All
the
right, we
single
need
woman
to.
because she
All right,
needs that shit
all right.
more
Yeah,
With
than
that
anybody.
logic,
True.
Single
with
black women face postpartum, single black
all
women
that.
face eviction, single black women face fucking financial struggles, single black women face what the fuck?
that's why
What's
they
that
need a
shit
man
called?
in the
Working
house.
mom guilt,
That's why
where
they
you
need a
sit here and
man.
you miss every fucking
That's
milestone
that's
your
that's
baby makes because you gotta go out here and get them. Boy,
that's why
you
they need. That's why they need a
until
man in the
you
house.
get a vagina Dutch and you
That's
push a
why they need a
fucking
man
We
baby
in the
don't
out of
house.
it
choose
that
not
you
to have
gotta
a
raise, don't tell me what I gotta
yeah.
support because niggas ain't never in their
Everything that
life
you
had to
saying,
face postpartum depression
Yeah.
face
everything
to
that you
face a day in
saying,
their fucking life.
everything that
You
you
could
saying.
never understand what a woman goes through.
But
You
we
will
don't
Listen,
choose
never
not to
understand that. I don't give a
but
fuck
Drake,
what them statistics time out.
yeah.
everything
But
that you're
Drake,
saying is.
we don't choose not to have a man in the house. It's like I'm
Is
not
the
saying
baby
this like
okay?
all for the single mother shit.
Let me
Like they
tell
Is
don't
she
you.
choose
still
not to
asleep?
have a man in the
Is the
house.
baby still
Like they
asleep?
rather
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
man in the house to help them out and shit. That's not our
Yeah,
choice. But it's fucked up
but you
because men
choose
can
your
decide to
man.
come and go all day.
But you choose your man. You choose the type of man
Yeah,
that
but we
you
don't know
that
who
you
that
get.
man is when we first like meeting them. We thinking he
Okay,
this and that. But at the end of the day,
she just agreed with me, which all y'all I think agreed with me when we Ron, you said you agree with me when I broke those numbers down of what type
now
of
you broke
men
it down.
we.
You broke it down, bro. I get it. You broke it down, but we at the end of the day, we still don't know who that person is. Like when we attract them, when we with them, and then niggas can say this and that, but they can tell us this and that, but we don't know at the end of the day how they gonna react to that shit. We don't know if they
Well,
gonna like we have a baby and they gonna
hold
decide to
on. All
fucking
right, let me
go or
ask you
they get
guys.
bored of some
Can I
shit.
ask all of you guys a question? If a dude is fucking with a hoe and his mans and them say, "Hey, young, she a hoe. I fucked her the other day," and if you fuck with her, if you fuck with her, we just letting you know. And then that nigga fuck with the hoe. He fuck with a known hoe, right? And he, contracts a fucking venereal disease from this hoe, from
Boy,
her
you
fucking a
love
lot of
comparing
dudes.
some shit to some shit that
Because,
don't
like
even
I
make
told you, I
sense.
take it
Fuck are
to the
you talking
extreme.
about?
Nah. I contract the fucking venereal disease from this hoe.
Okay, so you got crabs from
Whose
the
fucking
neighborhood
fault?
hoe. What
Hold
do
on.
that
I
have to do
can't
with
sit up
anything?
here and be like, well, I knew she was a hoe, but I didn't really know she had a fucking STD. That's what y'all saying, man.
Ow.
I knew what type of nigga this was, but I
Bro,
ain't know he was
no,
Drake,
gonna
we
Drake, come
do
on.
this.
know. By the end of
That
it,
No,
we
we
don't
don't
know.
prove the
know.
By the
point,
end of
We
it,
man.
we
don't know.
know. By the end of
No.
it, we know.
Okay, I don't know that she has an STD, but my man
Bro, you know
That's
she a
is
hoe,
different.
known
That's
as
but
a
different from
hoe.
a
So
nigga that we
why
just
would
meet and
I
then he
fuck
got
with a
STD.
hoe from the get go?
bro,
We don't
we
know
Ladies,
him though.
all
That's what I'm
ladies,
Anybody who's
saying.
ladies,
gonna put it on
ladies,
the hoe,
ladies.
they gonna put it
What
on
if
me.
the
They gonna put it on me and say, dude, you got nigga. We was telling you that we was giving you this information. Society gives you the information by examples of what niggas are. If you
But we
start
can meet a
smoking
nigga
crack
just
in
off bus
2000,
going. We can. But I'm saying we don't know this nigga. Nobody that we know this nigga out the blue and shit. And that nigga could portray like he this nigga, all that shit. We got like all hopes and for this nigga. And that nigga could portray something that he not. So how we gonna know at
okay,
the end of the
let me
day?
ask you, what's the form that this nigga is coming in? Do he have a 9 to 5 job? Do he have a
Yeah, if he
type
got
of
all that.
degree?
Niggas got 95 jobs and all that shit. I know niggas that's a lawyer that fucked the
bro,
bitch off for some just shit and carried her ass. And this
I'm
fucked her,
talking
had a
about
baby.
in
bro,
general.
niggas come with
These
nine to
10,
fives. Niggas come with
listen,
All
nine to
these
that
fives
shit.
with
10,
their
All
own
that shit.
cars, with
All
their
that
own
shit.
apartments,
so you
with their
telling
own
All
me,
that
everything,
so
with
you
their
shit.
telling
fucking
me,
kids,
so you
all
telling
that.
me all of them niggas that's the 10%, the 15% that I named, Those are the lowest of the niggas that's having the most babies, young. These niggas don't have 9 to 5s. These niggas are what you call Pookie and Ray Ray that
Bro,
be around the
well,
motherfucking hood.
I don't
These are the
know. I
niggas
didn't
that's
have a baby by Pookie
selling
or Ray
drugs,
Ray, so I can only
I
speak
got
on my
eating.
own
We
experience.
yeah,
not
I'm
I
we
about
don't
to
not
say
know.
mine too. I got
individualizing.
blessed.
I
I
can't
got
I
blessed.
never
Both
even
of my
individualize.
fucked a
baby
I
Pookie
fathers,
can't.
or a Ray
both of
Ray.
my kids'
Hold up.
fathers good. So I'm
See.
not. I'm not
But
going off
what
of
I'm
my
saying, so
experience.
we're
I just know
talking
shit. The stories I told.
Like Trey said,
So
we're talking about the mass. I don't know y'all personal situations, so I can't
Bro,
speak on it. But what I
I can
can
only
speak
speak on
on
every
is
bitch
the
that I
community
know
as a
and
whole. I'm
all the
talking about
women that
in
I
general.
know
I'm talking about in
in
general as
general.
the
In
community as a
general.
whole. These men are getting chosen, and these men have multiple baby mothers with the corporate women down to the sexy red looking type chick. The thing is, every woman is giving that nigga pussy and having his baby.
Okay, so are you just mad you're not getting any pussy? What's up with you, bro?
See? In a debate, when they start
Are you the
bringing up
1%
personal, when
or
they
the
bring up
10%
personal
or the
insults, you know you won.
80%?
You know you won once they
No,
do
because
that.
you won't shut the fuck up and let
I'm
nobody
I'm
talk. So
good.
you've
I'm good.
lost,
You
bro.
already did it.
You've
I
lost. It's
won.
hard to even
I
have a
won.
conversation with you. You've
I
lost.
won. Nah, y'all
You've
just keep
lost.
on. Y'all
Cause
just
you
keep
don't
on
even make
diluting the
sense. You've lost.
conversation.
All
Every
you want to
time a
do is
nigga,
compare one.
every
Is
time a
compare
nigga
one
say
to
something,
seven, and they don't even make. They don't even match. You don't even make
I'm
sense.
addressing. I'm addressing y'all points, and y'all
You're
can't take
not,
that.
bro. You're not. You're not. You're taking our points and turning them into whatever you want them to
Nah,
be.
because y'all
That's what
keep
you're doing.
individualizing. Y'all keep
We're not
personalizing it. Where
individualizing. We're
I'm
sitting
just
here
keep.
talking. I just
I
specifically
have
said
not
I'm
once
speaking in
told you about
general on
my
every single
personal.
mother
I
I'm
have not
talking
once you.
on every single mother I know, and you're
I
still
have
saying I'm
not
speaking about
once told
myself.
you about my personal
Who
person, my
cares?
me.
I asked
I,
you a
I'm t-
question. You gonna answer it or not?
I've been you ain't asked no question.
I did ask the question.
What was
That
the
was very
question?
much a question.
What was the question?
So are you just mad you're not getting no pussy, or like what's your problem? That was my question. It was a very much a question.
I'm talking about the things that's in
See,
our
you
community.
avoiding avoidance, avoidance.
I'm not answering because therefore you have to know I'm not getting pussy to answer that question. You don't know
I
I'm not
didn't
getting
say.
pussy.
Look, I asked you, is
I
that
can't
your
answer a
issue? So
question
you
that
can
you
answer
don't
it.
Now,
you ask that
Listen,
question. First
guys,
ask me am
now
I
he's
getting
getting
pussy?
upset.
I will answer your question based off of first asking me do I get pussy. Now if I say I don't get pussy, your question is valid.
I don't even care if you get pussy.
All right,
I
then what
know
the
not a
fuck
near
bring it
bitch.
up
I know
for?
not a near bitch. I know will fuck you.
Y'all can't stick on the topic and
I
and
can
and,
tell
and
you that.
talk about shit in general. Y'all gotta
I
personalize
like how
shit
now you listening
because
to
it
me. It
because
shouldn't
it
take
hits
for me to
y'all.
say something so it shouldn't take for me to say something so ignorant for you to start listening to what the fuck I'm saying when I've been trying to get your attention this whole time and respond to you.
No, you've
That's the
been
point that I'm
arguing
trying
shit
to
I
make
ain't
here.
even
You didn't hear
arguing.
shit I said until I said some dumbass shit, right?
No, I
I
didn't
like that for
respond to
you.
that.
I
I
like
didn't
that for you.
respond to it. I didn't respond. You kept
You
asking me to
responded like a
answer the question.
motherfucker. You
No, I
responded
said
like a
no.
motherfucker.
I said if you ask me the question of me getting pussy, I will answer that
You
question
heard,
of
you heard
what
me,
you
you heard
asked.
me. Well, you heard me, which means you heard me every other time I spoke. So
And
why
every
couldn't I
other
speak
time you
before?
spoke, you always pivoted to something I ain't talking about.
Well, obviously, I'm gonna say what the fuck I want to say.
now I don't know. This
Hence,
app is tripping. Every time
there
I
you go.
unmuted it, it make me disappear. But y'all can hear me, right?
She says what the fuck she want to
Look,
say. She don't want to
we,
have a conversation
I tried to have a conversation.
about
we
the
gotta keep
topic.
it.
You are in tunnel vision.
We
You've
got
made up your mind, and you are not trying to have a
we
conversation.
got
You are
we
trying to
got it.
repeat
We
the
gotta
same
keep
shit
it.
over and over again,
We
and you
gotta
don't
keep
give a
it
fuck what
spicy
nobody else
and
has to
civil.
say.
Look now to your point, Dutch. I definitely I don't know why I'm disappeared, but I definitely want like them to speak in generalities. But what we do have to understand when we speaking in generalities, those generalities are still people. So we can't not at them not expect them to talk about we I just didn't want them to just talk about themselves. So when she did start speaking about when you're talking about, the moms, aunts, cousins, friends, at least the generalities of the people around you, we do need to hear those perspectives. So when I mean generality, it's just not just yourself. And then when I'm like, what I'm saying, even for you, I don't want you to go so generality where we just talking about numbers and statistics, because to some point we have to narrow this shit down to DC and Maryland and the people we know, because that's who we affect.
Like I said, generally speaking, when I'm speaking about every female that is a single mother that I personally know, and it's a lot, it's over a fucking 100. Majority of those women went into relationships with these men thinking that they were somebody different. These men presented themselves to be a certain type of way, and then later on down the line, we as a whole, all 102 of us, found out that these niggas wasn't who they said they was. So at the end of the day, you're sitting here saying, well, if my man come tell me she a hoe and I still go fuck her, I know what I did. Nobody came and said, "Ho, sis, that nigga ain't shit." Oh, sis, Shorty is lying. He don't work where he say he work at. He don't make what he say he make. He don't. That's not his apartment. His mother out of town. Every time you go over there, his mother work out of town on the weekends. He really stay with Shorty. Like you, these are things niggas real life will put a whole facade out on the bitch. Hey, you thinking he works a certain place, and then you find out, oh, he telling you he the supervisor, and you find out he the fucking janitor, and he making uh $50,000 less a year than he said he was making. This is shit you find out when you start opening fucking bank accounts together.
That
When
nigga
you
full
start
time.
merging your lives
Hey
together.
Bills.
You feel me?
Can
That
So
I
it's
nigga.
say
just like,
something?
Hey
Can
nah,
I
Bills.
say
bro.
Hey
something?
Bills. That
Can I
nigga
say
full time
something?
job is tricking you. You hear
Can I
me?
say
On my
something?
soul, niggas full-time
Can
job
I
be
can
tricking a
I
bitch.
can I respond to first what Trey said? And I'm gonna have to totally disagree with you on this, Trey, based off of what she just did. See, when we're on a platinum, when we're on a public platform, right, and we're talking about something in general, to where the whole audience can go look this up. The whole audience can, when you're in a debate, you got to cite. You asked me where I get my shit from. I told you the CDC. I check it every year based upon what I do, right? So at the end of the day, if we're on a public platform and we keeping it strictly 100% in general, when everybody can go look at this.
It might even be your mother. Like the fuck? This is
You
mine.
muted, brother. I don't know what happened.